Cole. Back judge Brian Brumfield. Game clock Ronald Simpson, and the play clock Richmond Williams.
And welcome into homecoming week here at Lane College. We are at Lane Field where the Lane College Dragons will be taking on Langston out of Oklahoma today for homecoming game. I'm Ray Pack along with De-Jon Mitchell, and proud to have him back with us. This is his second week in a row. We are excited to bring you today's broadcast of this great competition, a tradition at Lane homecoming week. Looks like we're going to have a good crowd. I know parking was pretty hard to find, De-Jon. What about you?
Oh, man, parking was so hard to find. But you know what? They're actually starting to know me here a little bit, Ray. They let me into the block zone, and I got in. I actually got a good parking, but it's a great atmosphere, Ray.
It is. It should be a great game today. You and I were talking before we came on. Of course, the Dragons coming off a loss last week, but they looked much better in the fourth quarter than they had for the majority of that game. Hopefully they can continue to improve. That's what you're looking for if you're Coach Derek Burrows right now for the Dragons, is just, those little improvements week by week, make yourself competitive. And they've actually really been in just about every game all year. They haven't really been blown away, as you see. On another note, and then we're going to mention this, but we want to give our congratulations to Thomas Rubin.
Yep.
SIAC Newcomer of the Week last week. Yeah, I saw that on the website today as I was doing a little bit of background. So we want to say congratulations to Thomas. He had a great game last week, by the way. Accounted for all, was involved, I should say, in all the touchdowns and scoring plays for Lane in the fourth quarter last week.
He was much well-deserved award for Mr. Rubin. He had a great game, and you said it was key. That fourth quarter, you could see so much momentum, and you don't know how important a fourth quarter could lead to that, translate to that next game.
And that's what you're hoping for as a coach. I mentioned last night I did the Chester County Northside game, and scoreless first quarter. Chester County puts points on, goes in 7-0 at the half, and but they play 4 full quarters, and that's what you have to have if you're going to be in the competitive each week in and out. Is you've got to have that aspect of, hey, we're going to be able to play 4 full quarters. And that's what the Dragons have to do today from the first kickoff till the final horn sounds.
That's right, Ray. It's going to be a good one. Look at the band.
And now you got across the way, the Langston band is coming in. Of course, the Lane band is already fired up and come in as they did. I know that was the big thing that I had when I came across the street. I saw six extra buses, and it's like 5 of them are for the band.
Sounds like it's a little bit of good funding over there at Langston for to have 6 buses. They brought some students as well.
Also, so maybe you had 2 buses for the football players, and then probably 2 buses for your band, and then a bus or so for your students. That's pretty good. I like that they're willing to do those things for their students. And if I'm not mistaken, you help me out. Langston is. Are they still in the NAIA, or have they moved up to D2 yet?
That is correct, Ray. They are in an NAIA team, but you know what? Like Coach Burrows said, you can't take them lightly. This is a 4-0 team. They're coming on, they're coming on focus, and they're coming on feeling like they're actually the favorite.
Well, I would probably tend to agree with that statement you made. As we look out, and the stands are filling up on the lane on the home side. And I know at halftime we will have both bands playing for you. There's an extended 5 minutes extra at halftime, so instead of a 20-minute, we'll have 25 minutes. Other than that, you really don't know what else is going on. And I don't know if it's the same for college. You tell me. You played. If it's homecoming week, does it affect the psyche of a player, maybe that so many things are going on?
You know what, Ray, it can. It absolutely can, and one of the things that you will hear is the coach is keeping them focused. What is it that's going to keep them locked in and zoned in and not getting all, lipsy daisy from the band and everything else, Ray? But it will be a great one today.
And God, we pray above everything
And right now we're having the invocation, and then we'll have the national anthem as we see the captains headed out to the field. I tell you what we're going to do, De-Jon. We're going to throw it back, run through our sponsors and upcoming events and how that folks can follow the Dragons on social media and all those things. So De-Jon and I will be right back in about 2 or 3 minutes.
That you would give traveling mercy and grace to all who have arrived and who will be going back to their various destinations on this evening and on tomorrow. And for it all, oh Lord God, we'll give you praise and honor for hearing us. We thank you for this beautiful day, and we do pray that you would even hold off the rain, that we might be able, oh Father God, to enjoy the activities of this day. And when it's all said and done, remind us to be thankful to you. In Jesus' name, amen. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing, and gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem performed by the Lane College Marching Quiet Storm Band.
And there you have it. You national anthem, a very special rendition by the Lane Quiet Storm Band. Kind of a little bit different what most people do, but still very, very attentive, very attention-getting, and appreciate all the hard work that the band puts in as they are out each and every game.
For Langston, number 43.
Yeah, definitely the band did a good job on that one, and it's very different. And you know what, the band actually sets the tone. The band actually sets the tone of how the game is going to go, and it's great atmosphere. I'm so excited, Ray. I can't even explain it.
Well, I'm with you, De-Jon. It's one of those games where your captains are out in the center of the field. The white hat, I didn't get the officials' names. A lot of times we get those, but today we didn't. But he's talking about some things with the players. I'm sure that's a sportsmanship conversation. Play with good sportsmanship. As he's talking to the captains from Langston out of Lane, and he'll be flipping that coin up here in just a second.
I wonder if we're going to. Okay, let's see.
We deferred that. I like that decision. You know, if you get something going right at the end of the game, at the end of the first half, then you come out in the second half with a little momentum building. So that's what you, as a head coach, I think that's what you would always want to choose to do.
You know, you always want to know that from the head coach, and you want your captains as well to understand that.
They need to they do need to understand that. Did you hear that? Mr. Ogden says no cheering in the press box.
No cheering in the press box.
We'll let you get by with a little fist pump, though, if you want to, okay? Yeah. That's that. You can't make any noise that way, but you can do that. As both teams are now on the field, looks like we're about ready to go. I never did see the social media stuff run through on the screen while we were in the national anthem or out, so it's going to be not only are we going to have two teams competing on the field, we're going to have two bands competing from the stands.
We're going to have some battle with the bands. We're going to have some drummer line. We're going to have it all for you today, Ray. It's going to be a great one.
Oh, yeah, I love it when both teams have their band there. It's always a back and forth, and it kind of makes for a real good environment for everyone. As we should be just about ready to get underway as we come to you from Jackson, Tennessee, downtown at Lane Field. I failed to mention I appreciate the opportunity given to me by Dr. Logan Hampton, the president of Lane University or Lane College. Also, Derek Burrows, the head football coach and athletic director. Mr. Roger Ogden, our assistant athletic director, sports information director. I don't even know all of his titles, but he's got a bunch. But appreciate them giving an opportunity to me to be here with you today. And also appreciate Pam Peters. She puts all of the production things together and let everybody know all the camera work and all of the things going on behind the scenes is done by Lane students. I think I'm the only non-Lane student that's involved in the production, and I'm here for training purposes to help these young men learn a little bit about what to do when it comes to broadcasting and all that. Well, De-Jon, we got it teed up. Looks like Juan Pena has it teed up at the 35.
Defense going to go on the field first. Who's going to set the tone?
And as I look back, that snap ball's going to be taken by Glenn Irons. Now he was back there, and he lets it go sail through the end zone, so Langston will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Nice kick by Juan Pena right there.
Really good kick. And we're going to expect him to have some kicks like that, just as like last week. So really good way to start off the game.
So now let's see what the Lane defense can do. They've played pretty well. They gave up last week just a couple of big plays that set the tone for Tuskegee. But they were right there the whole game. When they had to, they made some plays in the fourth quarter. So let's see if they can build on last week's efforts. So look, you got a stack receiver to the near side, and you're going to be in a shotgun formation. Quarterback looking to throw. He's got a man down here, and he throws it over his head, intended for number 88. Your wide receiver. Well, I'm looking here for his name. Oh, it's Michael Andrade, and the quarterback Milton Harper, who's a 6'1", 175-pound senior. So it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Good defensive stop right there. Good play by Gabriel Scott.
Hey, you know, he basically forced the quarterback to overthrow the pass with good coverage. So now you got that stack to the far side. Looking again. Pressure's there. And he's going to be taken down right there at the original line of scrimmage, and he's brought down there by number 43, DeMichael McQueen, and number 33, Cameron Brown. What a nice job by the defensive line getting some pressure on the quarterback.
Nice job. Looks like a little bit of last week, that interior pressure. DeMichael McQueen makes a very good stop. I think he's a good linebacker, Ray.
You know, he got some pressure from the outside, and he had to step up out of the pocket, so that kind of made him a little uncomfortable there. So it's 3rd and 10. Now you have trips to the near side. Shotgun formation. Snap. Looking to throw. There's the pressure again. And he's throwing for his life, and the catch is made. And they're going to say it's a catch. And he's going to be right at where he needed to get to for the stick. It looks like they may mark him a little short, though.
Taken out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Good play by the quarterback by escaping that pressure. The pressure was coming on, just couldn't get to him.
So it is going to be it's going to be fourth down. If the ball was at the 25, I'm thinking the 20. I'm still in high school mode. Y'all excuse me for a minute for being brain dead. Don't let me hit you in the head, okay? If I do, you just hit me back. So the punter's on. That's number 9, Jalen Lowe. Back deep for Lane should be Ahmad Isaac if it's the normal lineup. Kicks away. Nice kick. That ball ought to be able to be fielded, and it hits the back of a Lane player, or is it a Langston player?
I think it hit a Langston player, Ray.
Boy, it hit somebody. That's all I know.
Once again, Ray, the special teams. How critical is special teams today?
You know, I thought Isaac was going to come up and call for the fair catch. But it did go off the back of a player. I didn't see who it was. And Coach Burrows is giving Isaac's, and it's going to be off of a Lane player, so it became a live football. So it's Langston's football at the 45 of Lane. So you don't catch a break on your first punt right there.
You know, those punts are always really tricky. The ones that hang up in there long like that, you know, you never know who he can hit.
And if you look, I know you can't see the flag, but the wind is blowing from the south to the north, so the wind was blowing on that punt. It was up in the air, pushing it back. And Coach Burrow's still asking about it, and they're still discussing. So this may change. I don't know for sure. I'm not sure any official really saw what happened. And so, according to my limited knowledge, if no one saw it, the ball would go to Lane as the receiving team.
You know, it's always funny when the team that wants the ball, they send their offense out there really quick so they can make sure they have possession.
And they stand with their decision. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Langston now on an unfortunate break against the Dragons. So it's 1st and 10 at the 45. Harper is the lone man in the backfield. You got dual receivers each side, one in a slot there off the tight end. Man comes in motion. There's the handoff. And he is hit immediately and taken down for a 1-yard loss.
And that was number 34, Charles Marshall.
Really good contained by the Lane player, number 92. I believe that's Bryce. Really good contain to be able to let that DN come in and make that tackle.
And that handoff was to number 34, Charles Marshall. Nothing there for him, so it's going to be second down and 11 for Langston. And they are the Langston Lions, by the way. As Harper's calling out his play. He's got trips to the far side, lone running back. There's the handoff again to Marshall. And Marshall, he's not going to go very far. Nice containment by the Lane defense. And you call out who made the tackle because I wouldn't want to single out one right there.
So it looks like number 9, the linebacker number 9, we're driving a Rancher, the linebacker. He made that first initial contact, and it looked like a swarm of Lane Dragons came and finished the play.
So a nice job to hold him to 3 yards as he tried to stretch it out. The defense did a great job right there, stretching the play towards the sidelines, allowing the pursuit to get to it. So it's 3rd down and 8. It looks like they're going to go with a double tight end set right here. You got a man on a wing on the far side. Harper calls for the ball, gets the snap. He's looking to throw. There's the pressure. And they're going to say he's inbound. A nice over-the-shoulder catch, throw and catch by the quarterback to number 88. And number 88 is Michael Andrade. And that was the pass, De-Jon, that only he was going to catch. He was either going to go out of bounds or he was going to make that catch.
That was really good coverage by the corner there. And we talked about this. Langston will come out and air it out.
And so now you've got an empty backfield. Marshall going in motion. Quarterback keeper, design draw, and he's going to take it to the house. So after a botch punt, Langston is going to punch it through with 10:36 left in the first quarter. Langston takes the lead 6-0, awaiting the extra point.
good design play by the offensive coordinator there. It's a little bit of quarterback draw play, but you have a lead blocker with your running back.
Right, and naturally, I think you would agree that was a designed quarterback draw. That was not something that was a busted play or anything. So on for the kick is number 36, Juan Carpio. And the point is good. The score now 7-0 Lions with 10:36. So now Lane will get an offensive possession barring some unforeseen circumstance.
Special teams, once again, Ray. Special teams. This is another time the defense holds them on a 3-and-out. Special teams turnover leads to a score.
How many times did we talk about that last week on special teams?
Back to the drawing board. It's okay. They scored. It's their homecoming. It's time to get it together.
And so now it's a matter of now for Lane, we've got to answer the call right here. And the offense is more than capable of moving the football up and down the field. There's no doubt about that. And we talked about the Lions and their balance of run and pass. So Lane can do the same thing, but Lane's going to depend a little bit more on the run than they are the pass, but they can throw the ball.
So many talent on that offense. It'll be really good to get some really good yardage off this kick return, so I want to see what happens, Ray.
Yeah, so standing at the looks like it's going to be. Yeah, they got the ball 5 yards too far back, so they're going to move it up to the 35. And back deep for the Dragons is going to be Madarius Trujillo. And that's the number 82 over on the far side, and that is Trayvon Taylor, which are your standard two deep men. The kick's up. Little pooch kick's going to be
ouch.
And another special teams error. At that time, that was Justin Hill that failed to field the football on a little pooch kick. So Langston's going to get another possession. That's 3 possessions for Langston, none for Lane, as they're going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Ray, I hate to say it again. Special teams.
And on that one, you just have to fall on the football. You're not worried about return yards. You're in a pretty good spot right there at the 34. Just fall on the football. So now your defense has now been on the field the whole first quarter. Almost 5 minutes, the defense has been out on the field.
And I bet Coach Burrows is going to be a little aggressive on this drive with the defense.
I think you're right. Looks like he's got extra men coming up, pressure there on the outside. You got 4 down linemen, and your 2 linebackers have stepped up. And that ball's handed off to Marshall, and he's hit immediately. You got 43, 44, and 96 in there.
I love the way the D-line played on that. They used their hands on that play right there, and it made it hard for the offensive lineman to block them.
Exactly. So you had McQueen, Roby, and McIntosh in on that tackle. Don't let me unplug you. I didn't mean to do that.
Thought you got mad.
And are we going to get a timeout? We're going to get a timeout, Langston. We're going to take this break with them. Now the Dragons trail 7-0. We're still early in the first quarter. We'll be right back with more Dragon football.
Fans don't forget to give on the hill. Looking very ready to give back to Lane College. Participating in the day's Give on the Hill campaign by giving a donation of any amount to help fund student scholarships. There's been students in the Give on the Hill shirts who are available to receive your donations. Help to make homecoming not only about making memories, but about making a difference in students' lives. Give on the Hill. Fans, please remember to keep the fairways clear. Sit only on the bunker seats.
As we come back to live football, it's going to be 2nd down and 9, and your defense has got pressure on their back again already, awful early here in the first quarter of play. As this time looks like you're going to have It got a flag. I think they had may have had too many men on the field.
That's what it looks like, Ray. I think they had.
Let's see if it's an illegal participation. I own a substitution infraction, so, and now, again, you talk about a penalty as a coach that drives you crazy. You're coming out of a timeout, and you don't have the right personnel going out on the field.
Oh, definitely, Ray. You know, any penalty kills, but especially out of the timeout, that's unacceptable. But let's see how Lane's defense responds to that.
And it looks like we have a different quarterback. Jalen Lowe, number 9, is going to step in at quarterback. Takes a snap. He hands off to the usual quarterback, Harper, who throws the ball down the field. Well defended again by the Dragons. Incomplete. Ball goes out of bounds, so brings up 3rd down and 14.
Langston tried to fool him out there. They gave him a deuce. They gave him a deuce set and put the quarterback at running back so they can get that pass off. Great defense.
Yes, sir. So we got 3rd down and 14. Looks like we're going to go trips to the far side. They're going to stack. No, they're going to just they're going to stack the receivers on the far side. You're going to have 2 receivers to the near side. Let's see if they do a double stack. Nope. No, you're going to have 3 receivers to the side. Trips to the near side. Man comes in motion. And quarterback keeper. At that time, the defense read that play very well, so it's going to be 4th down. So the Dragon defense does its job as the ball is taken at the 36-yard line. Now you're going to go with a long punt. You're going to go for a field goal.
Looks like they're going to send a punting unit out there, Ray, and try to pin them down and pin them deep.
And so it looks like Jalen Lowe will be our punter. Again, Ahmad Isaac's going to stand back. Looks like he's going to go about the 10-yard line. Anything over his head, he's going to take his chance that it'll go in the end zone.
I would say also watch out for a fake here, Ray.
Not a very good punt. That ball's going to go out. That ball's going to go out of bounds.
We get to see the Lane offense.
We're going to get to see the Lane offense. Let's see what kind of punt that is. How about De-Jon, a 4-yard punt? He was trying to pin it down into the right corner, but instead he shanked it off the side of his foot and gets 4 yards out of the punt. So the Dragon defense does its job, and we catch a break on special teams play this time.
And that Lane Dragons defense has been doing that for the last couple of weeks. What is the offense going to do on this drive?
Well, we see Thomas Rubin and Marcus Holliday in the background. You got 2 receivers to the near side, a single to the far side. Rubin's going to look to start off with a throw. He has his man. He was open. He just overthrew it. And the intended receiver was Micah Grigsby. And that seems to me that Micah Grigsby has become his favorite target so far this year.
Yeah, you know, those two have hooked up a lot last week. And I actually like to play by the offensive coordinator there to kind of just air it out, test it out early.
See what you got. But because he was open, if the ball had been delivered on target, he would have been able to have quite a bit of positive yardage. Now we're going to hand it off to Holliday. He's crossed the 30, still on his feet. Going to be knocked out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So we'll give him a gain of 5. Got a holding call here in the backfield. So that's going to actually go back. And so it's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul against Lane. So instead of 2nd and 5, it's going to be 2nd and 20, or about 21.
You know, it always kills to have those type of penalties, especially off the individual run play by Holliday. I got to see it just now. He pogoed for about a good 5 yards on that run. He's a special player.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden he just takes that little step, hop, and forward he goes. So 2nd and 20 now for the Dragons. As you got trips to the far side, the single receiver to our near side. Again, handoff is going to be to Holliday. He's going to get out across the 25, so he's going to pick up about 4.
And that goes to Holliday.
They're going to mark it at the 26 or the 20. We'll mark it at the 27, so give him 5. So it's 3rd down and 15.
You know, I want to talk about a little bit of this Langston defense for a little bit. They've only given up 10 to 14 points a game. That says a lot about their defense, right?
Yes, it does. And so we're going to go empty backfield. Empty backfield. Looks like we're going to go trips to the far side, 2 to the near side. In motion was Ahmad Isaac. Rubin's in trouble. And he just basically throws that away, which was a smart decision on his part.
Really smart decision by Rubin. That's what you expect from a good quarterback. This time the offensive coordinator came out in an empty set look, trying to spread the field a little bit, and a little pressure, had to throw it away.
So Juan Pena is going to come out to deliver the punt. Back deep for the Lions will be number 1, Glenn Irons.
I'm going to bet, Ray, that Pena gets us somewhere in between the 20-yard line. Let's see.
Got a pretty stiff wind behind his back, so. And he's going to angle it to the sideline. And it's going to be marked out of bounds at the 30, I guess I'll call it the 35-yard line. So nice punt by Juan Pena. He was angling it away. Obviously, the coaches saw something on the film about Irons to keep the ball away from him. So we're at 7:42 left here in the first quarter of play. Lane trails Langston a 7-0. As Langston, they did march down the field on their drive. They were aided in a special teams error on a muffed punt where the punt hits a Lane player in the back, and they got good field position, and they were able to capitalize on it. So Harper has Marshall to his side. He's got 2 receivers to this side. Hand off to Marshall. Marshall breaks through that tackle, and he's going to be taken down at the 38-yard line. So give him 3 yards, make it 2nd and 7.
You know, it's always exciting to see running backs like that. He should have been down at the line of scrimmage, and his will got 3 yards from that.
He just kept his feet churning and was able to break free from that tackle. So now you got 2 receivers to the far side. You got a wingman, 1 running back in the backfield. And the handoff this time, and that's number 44. And he breaks free, and he's across the 35 to the 36. So it'll be, to the 46. It'll be a first down. And that was, well, I don't have a 44 on my roster.
I don't have a 44 either, Ray. That was a great run. Look, one of those linebackers might have missed an assignment gap.
Yep. So Lane stacking the line of scrimmage. This time handoff, same play. Breaks across the 50 into Lane territory down to the 48-yard line. So give him 4, make it 2nd down and 6.
We don't have his accolades up here, but that guy looks like he's a load.
Yeah, he's kind of hefty, not in a bad way. And they're going to try the same play. This time he bounces off the defender. And he's still on his feet. He finally brought down on a pretty nice open field tackle on the far side. But he is down to the 32-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions.
You know what? This running back is looking like he wants to score. He ran over his guard on that play.
You're trying to shoot that A-gap, and all of a sudden, bingo, you got a block. The block is pushing your blocker back into the way. And he did a great job just bouncing off and then took it on to the corner. And they're going to keep him out there. He's going to be the workhorse on this drive. And this is going to be the 4th time they've ran basically the same play as he takes it down to the 30. So give him 3 on that.
Nice open field tackle there by Charles Dudley from the Lane defense. He had a really good game last week, and I expect him to do something again this week, Ray.
Well, I think you're right. And we've seen several of the Lane defensive teams step up and make plays all through the year. As Harper's in a shotgun. This time we have number 22 out there. Not much there, but he's going to make something of it. He's going to get down to about the 20. Let's see if they mark it at the 26 or the 27. I see the line judge on the far side has it at the 26, so it'll bring up 3rd down and about 4.
What are they feeding these running backs down there in Oklahoma? These guys are just.
Well, you tell me. That's Tyree Hansen. And he's 5'10", 200 pounds. Hand it to him again. This time the defense stretches the play. He breaks a tackle. He's going to have a first down and be tossed out of bounds.
And it looks like on that play, the defense are in position to make the plays. It seems like they're just not capitalizing. If they can hold them here, that would be great. Hold them to a field goal.
The one thing that I can say is you got to wrap up the tackle. You can't lunge and hope you knock him back. You got to go ahead and wrap and tackle and not hope you make a tackle. Good tackling form. And so it's 1st and 10. The ball is at the 21. Hand off to number 22. Now there's you a nice open field tackle, and we got a penalty. I believe we're going to get a hold here. So that one's probably going to come back.
Another good open field tackle by Antonio Thomas. He's also a defensive back. These defensive backs.
So it'll be a 10-yard penalty. So instead of picking up positive yards, they're going to back them up 10 and let them replay first down.
Yeah, before we had that call, Ray, I was saying these defensive backs, they tackle pretty well for a defensive back unit.
They do. They do. The key to Lane's defense is that front four getting the pressure and occupying the blockers to give the linebacker shots to get to the ball. As they go with 2 wide receivers to each side. Looks like got a wing back over here on the near side. Empty backfield, an empty set. Man in motion. He gets the handoff. And there's you another nice open field tackle, and that time it's number 5 for Lane. That'll be Charles Dudley again.
You know what the offensive coordinator is trying to do when they get in an empty look and they have a wing and they put the running back out to the slot side and motion them. They're trying to get them a head start to run.
Exactly. And Lane's done a great job on that play. As now we have a penalty, going to be a substitution infraction. We're going to back them up 5, so it's going to make it 2nd and 25 instead of 2nd and 20.
On the offense, number 19, 5 yards from the previous spot.
You know, like I say, those are the penalties that will drive a coach crazy.
Well, definitely, Ray. You know, you're already in scoring range, if field goal range as well. And
right.
Now it actually takes you out of that, and let's see if the defense can capitalize.
So, yeah, 2 penalties have taken them basically out of field goal range. So let's see what they do here. If they're going to go, it looks like they're going to go 2 receivers each way. They're going to, again, put the man on the wing on the far side. Be kind of what I would call a modified wing T situation. He pulls the ball out, going to look into pass. And that's the receiver he was going to there, number 13, the man that goes in motion. And pass incomplete from Harper to Myers.
And I tell you what, I don't know if he looked up and he heard footsteps, because Lane had number 20, Antonio Thomas, coming down on that angle.
Yeah, that would have. He might have picked up 5 yards, but it would have been a hard 5 yards after the hit. So we down to 2:57 here in the first quarter. 7-0. Langston is in the lead. And you notice across the way, the big charts with the different formations and different numbers. So the big running back goes in motion. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. And he falls forward, but you got to credit number 92 right there for the shoestring tackle, Breesy McKenzie.
Very good defensive play right there. As a quarterback, though, from Langston, I think it would have been a better. It might have been a design, but if it was a read, it looked like he should have given it that play. As the running back had a whole lot of room on that outside.
So as we now see Lowe coming back out to punt, we see Isaac. He's going to camp at about the 10. And let's see if he tries to shank and punt it again to angle it to the sideline. And it's going to be a fake, and the throw is going to be down to the end zone, and it's going to be a catch. So you got a quarterback as your punter, and he throws a throws a strike right there.
Now, Ray, I don't remember if you hear me telling you this. The last special teams play, I said, watch out for the fake. They had the quarterback back there, and that's the reason why. And this is the perfect time to do it while you're on your side of the 50-yard line.
And, you know, it was 3rd down and 20. So with 2:39, Langston tacks another 6 on the board. It's 13-0, and we'll await the extra point, and that will come off the foot of Juan Carpio. So you've had breakdown on your special teams that have led to 2 Langston scores. Ball's down, kicks up. Looks like that's good from here. And so it is. So it's 14-0 with 2:39 left. We'll be right back with more Dragon football after these few words.
If we could have the alumni presenters from the class of 67 and the national alumni presenter come down to the track on the north end of the field, please. In between the Lions, number 35.
Dragon football, I am Ray Pack along with De-Jon and Mitchell. And unfortunately, the Dragons have dug a big hole already here early in the first quarter, being down 14-0. And this time he's gonna pooch it to the other side of the field, and Lane's gonna let it go out of bounds. And so the Dragons are actually gonna get possession. And you know, that little pooch kick is a good weapon for a team.
You know what? And I really believe that the coaches say, you know, if it ain't broke, we're not going to fix it. They're going to keep trying that pitch kick.
You know, you're on the road. The Lions are here on the road in Jackson, and you want to put the pressure on Lane to perform well before this. And I tell you what, the bleachers on our side are packed, and you look across the way, and you're seeing quite a crowd from Langston, Oklahoma, and that's a pretty good distance to travel to come to a football game.
Just shows the pride that the school spirit that they have to travel down here and support their team. You know, that goes a long way.
It does. And so Ruben is going to lead the offense back out on the field. Looks like he's going to go to I'm going to call it a pistol formation because Reynolds, a Holiday is behind him. Hand off to Holiday. He shifts back to the right, crosses the 40. And he is out to about the 43-yard line, so we'll give him 4 yards on that carry.
Good hard run by Holiday. Solid 4-yard gain.
You mentioned pride. This Langston, they definitely have pride in their football program. And again, Ruben hands it off to Holiday. This time he busts out across the 45. And it looks like they're going to mark it right about the 45. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
I think what the offensive coordinator from Lane is trying to do here is attack inside on some solid runs.
Well, you want to make the defensive line make some plays. Ruben takes a snap. He's looking. A quick hitter in and out of the hands of Micah Grigsby. So it's going to bring up 4th down and 4 from Lane's 45. So the punt team's going to have to come out again.
You know, that was a very well-thrown ball by Ruben. I think the receiver there should try to catch it with his hands. He tried to kind of let it lay in his body. Catch it with your hands.
Yeah, that time, I think that was a catchable pass. And Grigsby was falling to the ground, So Juan Pena's going to punt it away from about his own 30-yard line, back down inside, right at the 10-yard line is Glenn Irons. Kick away. Oh, great kick. Going to be fielded at the 9. And your special teams punt coverage makes a good play as they bring him down at the 15-yard line. I'm looking for some laundry, but I don't see any.
I seen Lane's defense talking it up on that last play, and I think it's so good. It's so important for a defense to communicate and be on one accordance.
Well, the defense is going to have to make a play to get Lane in position to put some points on the board right here. That'd be nice if they could do something with it right here. So you got Harper in the backfield. You got a double tight end set. Single receiver each side. You got one lone running back. Hand off to number 22. And he stood up. He stood up immediately at the line of scrimmage. Great pursuit by the Lane defense as the ball carrier was Tyree Hansen.
And you know what? That first contact, I wasn't able to see who made that first contact, but boy, stuffed.
Well, I did see a white helmet flying around down there too. I don't know if you saw that or not, but there was a helmet off of a player down there on the defense. They're going to give him a yard, so they're going to mark it at the 16-yard line. Same formation for Langston. Hand it off to him again. And maybe a yard again, but well defended by the Dragon defense. Really defended well by number 27, Demarius Pitts on that play.
And it's so interesting what the Langston offense is doing. They're actually on that last play, they ran opposite of where the wing player was, and they pulled their guard. It's interesting.
So you got 3rd down and 8. 3rd down's been a problem for the Dragons so far today. And it's Harper calling for the ball, trying to draw the Dragons off sides. They're doing a great job. Now the pressure comes. There's the throw. And the catch is made on the far side, and that is number 17 for the Lions, Barry Handy Jr. And even if he wouldn't have caught the ball, that probably would have been a pass interference call because our defender never looked back to try to find the football.
That's correct, Ray. And what about Mr. Barry Handy Jr.? He's a wide receiver. He's 5'9". He's 150 freshman. He's a freshman out there.
I tell you what, this quarterback, you have to like what he's looking like. And the end of the first quarter has come. As nothing going for that play, is they're going to bring it right back to the original line of scrimmage.
That is the end of the first quarter. Our score is Langston Lions 14, Lane College Dragons 0.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10, and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more Dragon football.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to direct your attention down to the sidelines for our presentation with Troy Halliburton has the mic.
Lights, camera, action. The Mass Communication Department needs help. All students are welcome to help out with the production of the Coach Burrows Show every Monday. Any help would be appreciated.
And we're going to come back to live action. I'm right back along with De-Jon Mitchell. De-Jon, look at those stats and tell me what you think there as we will watch this first play.
We have a check here on behalf of our class for Dr. Hampton in the amount of $70,557.
As the class, I think he said 1967, presenting a check to Dr. Hampton. And a rushing play straight up the middle, no gain on that. So it's going to be 3rd down. Actually going to lose a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 11.
On behalf of the National Alumni Association of Lane College, we are the #1 fans of Lane College. And we would like to present to Dr. Logan Hampton today a check in the amount of, hold it up, $78,222.
As we wait for the snap to Harper. He has his receiver cutting over to center. That is number 4. Cedric Jackson, and a well-designed play again, just throwing the ball right over the middle. Okay, De-Jon, go through the stats here and let us know what's going on.
Well, the two stats that I'm going to start with, we're looking at the rushing yards from Langston, 76 rushing yards. Lane has 11. Looking at Langston's passing yards, they have 100 yards passing. Lane has 0.
Yeah, so a pretty dominant quarter by Langston as they run that pass play, first down and 10. Harper with the lone running back, man in motion. That's Irons. Harper looking to throw, and he just throws that one away. There was nobody within 15 yards of that ball. But he does step out of the pocket, throws it out of bounds past the original line of scrimmage. So second down and 10. You know, as I watch here, the defense is doing a great job first down, second down. It's third down and long that they're giving up those big plays.
Those are always the shockers, you know, we're like, they're stopping them, let's get off the field.
Okay, so Lane takes their first timeout. Hey, let's mention a couple things. Don't forget on JEA Channel 6, you can catch the Coach Derek Burrows show. You can also catch a replay of this game if you miss it. Also, you can go to WLCD, which is Lane College, Dragon Media. All kinds of things going on for the Dragons right now.
You know, what a blessing it is to be a part of the MassCom department and seeing just so many other things that's going on in the department. You know, it's incredible, especially our advisor, Ms. Peters, Eva Miller, who I haven't seen today. They're doing such a good job with us and getting us involved and getting the exposure of Lane. Exposure is important.
Well, that's the beauty of the internet. You can reach a lot of people in a lot of different ways, and I'm just thankful that I can be here as a part of it. As Lane's the only college football game in Jackson, Tennessee. As Harper is going to have one running back. Looks like we're going to have trips to the near side. Takes the snap. He's going to look to throw. And he's going to that same pattern that he's gone. He's going to that kind of post pattern quite frequently. Are you looking for a flag? Did you think there was a flag there?
I'm not looking for a flag. It looks like number 27, Demarius Pitts. He went over the top and actually slid on the track there and ran into the gate. I'm very surprised to see him getting up and walking, man. That was a tough fall.
Kind of worried he twisted a knee or something there. All right, so it's going to be third down and 10. The ball is spotted at the 35-yard line. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go with that crossing route over the center again. It's been open as Harper got one running back, looks like Marshall in the backfield. He's there to block. He's looking to throw. And there's his receiver, number 4. And he's going to be taken down, and he's going to be awful close to that first down stick. Looks like by the spot, he's going to be about a yard short. But as much success as Langston's been having, I would assume they're going to go for this.
What you bet yourself they are going to go for it. If they went for it on a fake punt, they're going to line their offense up there and go for it.
And he's not going to get there, so your defense makes the stand that they had to. A little bit of confusion on the Lane defense, but confusion seemed to work that time.
Great tackle right there by Cameron Brown. You know, we haven't said too much of a Cameron Brown, but he does a lot of special things too, right? He does a lot of special things on that interior pressure and that D-line.
Well, you know, De-Jon, we talk about players make impact plays, big players make big plays, and all those things. Sometimes it's the unseen player that doesn't get a lot of the credit that's doing the down and dirty work and sets up things for other players, but this time he gets the credit for that play. So Rubin comes back out again as our quarterback. Looks like we're going to go trips to the far side. Going to have Holiday in the backfield. Hampton's to the near side here. And nope, nice foul, nice play action right there, and what a hit! And that's number 88 right there. Nice hit by Aaron Thomas. He just plastered the Langston defender.
I don't know if Aaron Thomas was upset on that play, but if he was, he needs to be upset every time he ran that guy over.
So Ruben takes it. This time, nope, again, play action. This time Ruben's going to keep it, and he's going to slide down. Going to be no gain. That time I think he probably should have let Holiday have it instead of running that play action, and kind of a read option, I guess, is what they're calling that read option now in the college game.
And what you're, of course, looking for on that read option, if that end crashes, you pull it. If that end keeps contained, you keep it.
So Ruben now faced with 2nd and 11. He actually lost a yard on that play. As Langston fakes the pressure. This time to hand off to Holiday. And he's going to be still on his feet. He's fighting. They're going to give him the 41, so he'll pick up 3 on the play. Going to make it 3rd down and 8.
You got to love this game. It looks like actually this time Ruben, he wanted to pull it, but he gave it. I bet you he want that one back.
Well, that time you had your middle linebacker crashing at the line of scrimmage, trying to I believe he was kind of faking a blitz, and then he stepped back at the very last minute. So Langston running a four down lineman right here. This time Ruben takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He's got his man over the middle. And that's Aaron Thomas. And Aaron, again, he puts a good hit on the man. So it's going to bring up 4th down, though, as he only gets to the 45-yard line, and Lane needed the 49. But that's your safety valve, and you take what you can get. So Pena now is going to punt, and he's punting into the wind with 10:50 here left in the 2nd quarter. Got to figure out some adjustments to make on what Lane needs to do here. And he angles it to the sideline. Look at that ball hang up there. And it takes a Langston bounce back to the 37-yard line.
And it's so crazy. We seen that same play, that same kick, but last time it was from Langston. This time Lane tried that same high kick. And you know what I heard on the field, Ray? Peter. The guys got out the way.
Yeah. And that's what you want. And as you angle to the sideline, you are probably less likely to have one of your players touch it. But that ball hung, and you could, if you were watching the trajectory of the ball, you could actually see the wind kind of pushing it back. So the wind is a factor today in our game. It has rained a couple of times earlier in the day. They're calling for intermittent showers throughout the day. As Harper, that's low. A little shuttle pass. Well defended by the Dragons as that shuttle pass goes to number 11.
You know, you see so many of these spread offenses. That was a shuffle pass, but I don't know if you're looking. That is a read play as well,
yes,
as you have another option to shuffle it to your other running back on the outside.
And so Lowe is going to stay out there as a quarterback. And I don't have 11 on my roster, so a few changes for Lane. For Langston. I've got the same one you have. So you got Irons in motion. There's the direct hand. There's the handoff, and again a nice hit there by the Dragons, number 44. Again, don't have a name on that number.
That was number 9 that hit him, the linebacker Rancher. You know, Rancher is a big guy, interesting guy. Didn't play last year, got a chance to play this year. You look at his size, man, and look at the way he can move. It's impressive.
To be that big and to be a linebacker is impressive. And so it's 3rd down and 6. This time pulls it, hits his receiver. There's the big play. That play has hit every time as that pass is complete over the middle of number 4, Cedric Jackson. So that'll move Langston into Lane territory and give him a 1st down as the clock continues to run with 9:26 here left in the 1st half.
Oh, boy, it's good play calling. You know, you give run, and then you come out with the play action. Boom. down the middle.
And now Lowe is stepping back. Shotgun formation, man in motion. And there's the same play, handoff to 44. As we saw just a minute, a little misdirection right there to the man in motion. We got a lane player down. He takes the ball inside the 40. And that's going to be a pickup. I'm going to give him 7 on that, make it second down and 3.
And I know we have a player down. Can't get a number yet. But I want to talk a little bit. Ray, how big is it for Lane to stop him here? I mean, if Langston scores, 21-0.
Well, I think it's a very, very important series of plays. And Lane, as Langston has moved down the field, the defense has actually seemed to have tightened up once they get inside the 30. And by the way, we do want to say thank you to Rockin' Dough Pizza, the official pizza of Lane College Dragons.
You know, I actually went to Rockin' Dough again yesterday.
You did?
Yeah, I took my friend that's here.
Been a while since I've been there.
Yeah, she's out here from Los Angeles. We went and we pigged out. I think I ate too much. I had to drink a lot of ginger ale.
How many slices of pie did you eat?
Ray, if I said it, I'll probably be a little embarrassed.
You're going to embarrass yourself? Okay.
I'm putting on put on a little couple of pounds.
Well, you're not a freshman. You can't do the freshman 15.
No, I have the junior 15. I think all my life I had a 15.
Okay. Well, I guess I've lost about 15, so you've just picked up what I've lost.
You know what, Ray? I want to tell you, Ray, you look good. If the people can see you, you look good.
Well, I've got a face for radio, not TV. Well, I appreciate that. Now, I've had a little sugar issue, and I've had to kind of keep an eye on what I've been eating, and I'm not going to say that I haven't cheated at least once. My wife might be listening, so I don't know.
But I tell you what, a couple of guys out here look like they don't have any issues with the
table. Oh, no, there's a bunch of them out there on the field that don't have any issues.
There's some big guys out there, man, both sides of the ball.
As Lowe still stays out on the field, we have 13 coming in motion. There's the misdirection to the other side of the field. And I believe he's going to have enough for the first down, so they spotted at the 32. It will be first down Langston. The clock continues to run.
Tackle made at the 32-yard line. First down, Lions.
And so now you have trips to the near side. See if the slot man goes in motion here. Yes, he does. See if they run the misdirection again. And the quarterback keeps it this time. Nobody there to contain him, and he steps out of bounds about a yard short of the first down. So that's what you're setting up by doing this misdirection play.
Yeah, definitely. And it's so hard sometimes. You just have to play football because, you know, they say you use two quarterbacks. One is to run, one is to pass. But here you see that both of these quarterbacks.
They can do both. They can do both. I think they're well. And, by the way, Lowe, he's just a junior, so you got a senior and a junior quarterback. This time they hand off to the man that comes in motion. That's 13. And Lane's defense does a great job extending and stretching that play across the field as the handoff was Corey Myers.
I believe that was number 92 on the tackle, Bryce McKenzie.
I guess maybe they didn't have they were only short a yard, so he picks up the first down. And the ball spotted right at the 20, so they can pick up at least one first down. As Lowe effectively running the offense. Got the tight end set. Man goes in motion. Handoff. Nope. Quarterback keeper. He's at the 15. Ooh. Right at the 10, and he takes a lick. Well, I thought he was going to be a little slow to get up, but he jumped right back up.
Oh, I guarantee you, he jumped up a little quick, but I guarantee you he's seeing stars right now.
I'm sure he's feeling that hit. So another gain of 9 for Lowe on first down. So it's second down and 1. As the Langston offense shifts sides. Hand off to number 1, Irons. He's inside the 10. He's got a first down, so it's going to be first and goal for Langston. They're going to mark him down at about the 8-yard line.
Tackle made by number 92, McKenzie. It'll be first
It looks like the
goal on the 9-yard line.
going to mark it at the 9 instead of at the 8. Either way, it's first and goal. The clock continues to run 6:09. And Lowe looking to throw. The pressure comes. He hits his intended receiver. I believe he's going to be taken down just short of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Looks like we have another person down. Oh, he's getting up.
And slow to get up. He's going to come on off the field, though.
Williams, second and goal from the 1-yard line.
I always think it's gutsy sometimes to do that play action, but sometimes it works so well.
It does.
Because the defense is overcommitting to the run. You pull that ball out and you throw it, man.
And the pressure was there because
Oh,
Lowe
yeah.
got hit as he threw, and I think we are probably going to get an official's timeout? Yeah, I think we're going to get an official timeout as they're going to send a player that kind of slow to get up. They're going to send him off. As he walk a little ginger there.
We talked about this before, Ray. They're so close to scoring now. I still believe it's a long game. You got to play
You
4
still
quarters.
got another half to go. And we haven't seen the most productive out of our offense today as we've seen. And hand off to number 44, and he's going to push his way. And I'm not sure if they're now they're signaling a touchdown. So Langston with 5:14 goes up 20-0.
Touchdown Lions.
And really, I'm going to give and say that's the first touchdown that I really hold the defense really responsible for. The other two were those two special team blunders. Although your defense had to be on the field, it was all set up because of the special teams errors.
You said it there, Ray. The defense is on the field for a long time every game.
Yeah, I'm going to be really curious when we get our halftime stats to look at time of possession and see how long our defense has actually been out on the field. And the extra point it was good. So 5:14 left. It's 21-0. Actually, it was no good, so it's 20-0. So the Dragons, now you have the opportunity. They need to take the ball. They need to do something with it right here. I don't care if it's a field goal. Offense needs to drive it down the field. Even if they didn't score, they've got to build some momentum to go into that second half, where I'm sure we'll see some adjustments made.
We'll see some adjustments. And one thing I will give credit for Lane for that they do really well. It seems like in crunch time, they actually start moving the ball. When they know they need to score, when they need a score, they start moving the ball. So I think I know this drive they'll put together something.
Well, my question to you is, with the struggles that Ruben has had early here in the first half, do you bring Marcus Reynolds out and give him an opportunity and see if change of pace might work?
That is the gamble with having 2 quarterbacks. Because when one quarterback is doing well and then he's not doing well, then you put another quarterback in. Confidence sometimes starts to start
I agree with that. I have no doubt with what you're saying.
Homecoming royalty to start making their way to the field. Homecoming royalty.
Homecoming royalty, please make your way to the field.
And another little pooch kick. This one's going to go a little bit deeper, and it's going to be taken by Aaron Thomas. No, that's that was Madarius Trujillo, I believe, on that return. He brings it out to the 30, so the Dragons 70 yards to work with, down 20-0, with 5 minutes left here in the first half of play.
It's a good return by Ladarius, but I'm very I'm questioning why the coach decided to do that kick again. I thought he would actually try to pin him a little deeper, make him drive.
Yeah, you might be willing, but if that kick is, I'm with the coach there on that one. If it's working, try maybe another miscue and you go up 28-0, and it really affects the mental status of your football team. So Ruben back out again as Mr. Josh Lemons, and the handoff to Holiday. He breaks out. He's across the 30. He's probably going to pick up 2 on that, so it's going to be second down and 8. Josh opens up the doorway between our rooms to get a little breeze blowing through here.
Second down, Dragons.
It's going to be second down, 8 yards. Rubin's dropping to throw. Pressure comes, and he drops the football, and now you have an offensive miscue. And so they're going to Langston's going to take over 1st and 10 inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line.
I see Holiday walking off the field a little upset with his helmet off because he was wide open on the check down. I don't know if Reuben, obviously Reuben didn't see
Reuben
him.
was rolling away
rolling,
to the
yeah.
other side. And anytime you roll your pocket, you run that risk of not seeing that safety valve that your running back is going to create for you.
That's unfortunate.
That's very unfortunate. So now you've given Langston the opportunity, and it looks like Lowe is going to come back out at quarterback. I don't know if Harper is hurt or if we're just going to see Lowe for a little bit with the lead. And Lowe looking. He's going to throw. And that time he throws it out in front of his intended receiver, and that was number 17, Barry Handy Jr., who made that really nice catch early in the first half.
And, this time they actually ran that same exact action play. He had the receiver, number 85, that's Michael Colston, and he just threw it a little short. But that was great defense from that safety guarding that slot.
All right, so now you're going to have two receivers to the far side, one to the near side. You got a running back flanking Low on each side. He calls for the snap as a shotgun formation. Now he's got it, and he's going to keep it. He was going to go up the middle and try to reverse his field, and it gave Lane time to kind of close in on the deal. So we're going to say he picks up a yard.
Low on the keeper.
Got to give credit to this defense, man. They stand their ground when they need to. They really do stand their ground.
Really the only drive that the defense gave up a sustained drive was that last drive that Langston had. And so it's 3rd down and 9. The ball sits at the 18-yard line. Low calls for the snap. He takes it. Looking to throw, and there's you a defensive play right there. That defensive play by number 12.
That's Tyreek Knox, right? Tyreek Knox, that was a great defensive play by him.
I think that may be the first time that we've called his name all day, but he just reached out and pawed the ball to the ground. So it brings up 4th down. If you're Langston, it looks like they're going to go for it. So either the coach has no confidence in his kicker, or he's trying to put the drive another nail into the heart of the defense right here.
Or let's see if they try to draw him off sides.
Langston does have 2 timeouts. He takes a snap. He's looking to throw. He's still on his feet. And he escapes one tackler, but he's not going to escape the second. So the defense, again, forces a turnover on downs in the red zone.
And that's exactly all that you can ask for from your defense. Like I said, I give so much credit to the heart of this defense, man. These guys play every Saturday, and to not give up, a touchdown, and it's great, man. I
and
love how they're
remember,
playing.
Langston took over 1st and 10 at the 18 off of a fumble.
Maybe they'll build a little momentum here. Maybe they'll give a little spark.
Yeah, got 3:31 left here in the half. So still got time to move the ball down the field. And you're going to stack a tight receiver group here. It's going to have a toss to Holiday. I tell you what, and he's going to be taken down at the 10-yard line, so he's going to lose 2 yards.
Goes to Holiday. Tackle made by number
Make it
30.
2nd down and 12.
I'm no coordinator, but I do think
That's a little conservative.
Little conservative in this position of the game.
I think you need to stretch the field a little bit right here.
Definitely.
But again, that's why they're coaches and we're analysts.
That is correct.
And Ruben's looking to throw. He's going to pull it down. And he was trying to get it out to a safety valve Holiday, but he waited too late to get it to him. He was open for a split second. So it's going to be third and 11.
This is the second time. The last time he fumbled because he did throw it earlier, and this time he gets a little pressure, but he has to trust Holiday to give him that check down. Nothing's open downfield. Go ahead and check it down to the running back.
And I was going to mention that on the play Langston ran on fourth down. That was good coverage by the defense, forcing the quarterback to take off and run. And so Ruben looks like he has Hill and Holiday in the backfield. Wide open, Ahmad Isaac. And Isaac out to the 30-yard line. That's the kind of play I think you need to run to open up. So a nice job by the offense.
That is a really good play. Good pitch and catch. They need a couple of more of those plays to get it in the zone.
And like I say, you don't have to take a deep shot. That play right there, if it's open, go get it. And they hand the ball off to Holiday. He's going to pick up 3. It's going to make it 2nd and 7 with 2:20 left. Now, Lane does have 2 timeouts also.
That was a setup play, I believe. That's one of those things we talked about last week with keeping the defense, on their heels and keeping them honest, actually, I should say.
Yeah, you're trying to pull the linebackers up to the line to force so they think it's a run. So you got 2 receivers to the far side. This time Ruben's looking. He's looking. He's going to go to his check down, 35. Knocked out of bounds at about the 39-yard line, where he's going to be about a yard short of the first down. Wait a minute. We may get a measurement on this. Oh, they're going to get – he's got a first down. I thought he was about knocked out just a tad short, so he fell forward in order to get the first down.
He got the first down, and guess what? He checked it down to his running back. And I don't know if they have that green sticker like in the NFL, but I'm pretty sure somebody told him, hey, man, check it down to the running back.
Nice job right there. And so the clock is stopped.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 53 seconds.
And they're going to add 7 seconds to it and make it 1:53.
That works in Lane's favor.
Yeah, I think the reason it kept running is they weren't sure if he had the first down, and they signaled it awful late. So, again, we're going on the same premise formation, only we've reversed the sides of the field as Ruben in the pistol formation. Holiday's his deep man. He hands it off to Holiday. Holiday gets across the 40 out to about the 43-yard line, so give him 3. I think we're seeing some steps of the offense finally winning a battle at the line of scrimmage.
No, definitely, Ray. And it looks like they're going to have the load on Holiday this drive.
And we're going to have a timeout. And it's going to be timeout for Langston. So Langston leads right here 20-0 with 1.5 minutes left here in the first half. I'm Ray Pack, De-Jon Mitchell, and we'll be right back with more Dragon football.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of our second quarter Rock and Roll Pizza is ticket number 513-7010. If you are holding ticket number 513-7010, you have won our second quarter Rock and Roll Pizza. Please come to the press box and see Josh Lemons.
And we welcome you back into to our broadcast. This is the third home game in a row, and the Dragons go on the road next week. And they return home on October 28th. As Ruben's going to have an empty backfield. Trips to the near side. In motion. And he fakes the handoff and keeps it, and he's brought down immediately. So he's going to lose a yard, so it's going to make that 3rd down and 7.
And Ray, I'm hearing the coaches next to me. He was supposed to give that ball.
I think that if he would have given it, the pressure was coming in the middle, you would have had that outside. So Trayvon Taylor was the man he should have handed that ball to. Yeah, the coaches from Lane are right next door. I don't know if anybody can hear them, but sometimes they get pretty loud. Pass complete. And that's Aaron Thomas. And Thomas, look at him. He stretches the ball out, and they're going to mark him down short of the 1st down. So it's going to be 4th down about 3. And you have 40 seconds left on the clock. And so you got 30 seconds on the play clock. So they can run it down to about 5 seconds.
I think they have to hurry here, Brother Ray. They have to hurry.
They've got time if they can get a 1st down here on 4th down. I wonder if he's going to try to draw him off with a hard count and call a timeout. No, he's going to take the snap. He's looking. He's throwing for his man, and he overthrows it. And he's going to turn the ball back over with 12 seconds left to Langston. And it's going to be at the Lane 47-yard line.
Oh, and boy, did he have a step on the corner.
Yeah, a little touch right there would have been perfect if you could have laid it in that breadbasket.
He had a step. I understand it's 4th down. And, it's a gamble, gamble play.
Okay, Coach. Harper comes back out now, so you're going to go back. Langston has 12 seconds, 2 timeouts. I would look for them to take a shot down the field. Empty backfield. Man moving in motion. And the handoff. Now they're just going to be content to run a play. And so you got 6 seconds left. By the time they get the ball set, time will be off of the clock. So we're going to go into halftime with the Dragons trailing 20-0. And we will have both bands perform for you. De-Jon and I will be back in about 15 to 20 minutes, somewhere in that neighborhood. And we'll bring you the stats and all those good things that you want to know about. And enjoy the halftime show as homecoming is today. The royalty will be out there and all those things. You're watching Dragon Football.
Come on a journey with us to a world connecting you to your college. With a world that is changing at a rapid pace and is technology driven, the Mass Communication Department provides valuable news and information to the public, providing commentary, entertaining through film, radio, television. You can count on the Mass Communications Dragons to keep you on your toes and in the know of the latest activities going on campus on all social sites. WLCD, the voice of the Dragons.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to introduce to you the 2017 Lane College Homecoming Royalty. This year's Miss Freshman, Troy Sparks. Criminal Justice Major, hometown Canton, Michigan. Mr. Freshman, Neil Jenneret II. Criminal Justice Major, hometown Memphis, Tennessee. Miss Sophomore, Bianca Reynolds. Business Major, hometown Chicago, Illinois. Mr. Sophomore, Kevin Spike, Mass Communication Major, hometown Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Miss Junior, Adriana Wells, Business Major, hometown Milwaukee. Mr. Junior, Adrian Avery, Criminal Justice Major, hometown Detroit. This year's Miss Senior, Jamali Ali, Interdisciplinary Studies Major, hometown Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Mr. Senior, De-Jon Singh, Mass Communications Major of Pontiac, Michigan. Pursues Miss UNCF, Kashina White, English Major, Memphis, Tennessee. Mr. P alumni, Kadarius Scott, Religion Major, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Miss Jaganette Janae Kitchen, Physical Education Major, Gary, Indiana. Mr. Football, Lafayette Taylor, Sociology Major, Los Angeles. This is Miss Homecoming 2017, Jerry Annie Wiggins, Business Major, Memphis, Tennessee. Mr. Homecoming, Marcus Henderson, Criminal Justice Major, Memphis, Tennessee. This is Miss Lane College, Demand Kilbrew, Junior, Business Major, Memphis, Tennessee. And Mr. Lane College, Deshaun Robinson, Classification Junior, Business Major, hometown Detroit, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, 2017 Homecoming Court. Jackson, Tennessee, are you ready? On behalf of Dr. Ken J. Smith, I would like to present to you the 2017 version of the Langston University Marching Band. Drum majors, are you ready? Drum majors, are you ready? And now, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Langston, Oklahoma, it's the Langston University Marching Band. This year's Marching Band is under the field leadership of Dynamite Mr. Cameron Pryor and Lightning Mr. Seth Gilliwater. The band will now perform a precision drill. To the sound of Zach Abel, say something. Langston University is celebrating 120 years of educational excellence. The best HBCU west of the Mississippi, ladies and gentlemen. The only band guaranteed to show up and show out. Gentlemen, please keep your seats. And ladies, hold on to your man. It's a gorgeous, golden, two-line dance. Dance your hearts away to the sounds of New York. but never equal. The best in the Midwest of class, race, and sophistication, ladies and gentlemen, the good and feline dancers. Narrative the bill. Raising their opulent orange and their brilliant blue is a flash of fire flag line. Now it's time for the party. Break it down. Come on, Lane College. Make sure that's what we're going to hear something. Hey, if you're going to say it, come on now. Come on, man, let's go, baby, get with it. There was a podcast from Oklahoma to show you how to turn it out, not lean with it. Rock with it. Come on, Have a good day. Tigers, are you ready to truly be entertained? You know, sometimes talk is cheap. And when you look out toward the west and you see those clouds rolling in, all I can say is, ladies and gentlemen, there's a quiet storm coming. Ladies and gentlemen, give me the finger, give it up for the quiet storm bound. marching band. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to take this time to congratulate 2016 alumni Hall distinction inductees.
And we hope you enjoyed our halftime presentation of the Langston Lion Band and the Lane Quiet Storm Band. I tell you what a show by both of those bands, De-Jon. I'm Ray Pack along with De-Jon Mitchell, and he's going to go through some interesting numbers on the stat sheet from halftime.
Now, going over these stats, Ray, before we went into the halftime, we already talked about it, but here are the numbers. The Langston offense has been on the field. Their time of possession is 21 minutes and 9 seconds compared to Lane. You want to know what Lane's is? 8 minutes and 51 seconds.
So the Lane defense has basically been on the field 66% of the right at 60% of the time.
That is correct. That is correct. When we look at another thing we talked about was the third down conversions. When we look at Langston's, they're 6 of 10 on third down, while Lane is 1 of 5.
Thank you. We appreciate that. We have a name for number 44 now, so we'll try to remember that. His name is Taj Johnson.
Taj Johnson. I might be related to him. There's so many Johnsons. I actually have Johnsons back home in L.A. Curious to see how this half will go as the teams are stretching, warming up. Band just did an excellent job at halftime. I just give so much credit to the work and practice that the band does. The band directors, drum majors, just all of it is special.
Well, the amount of work that they put in is amazing to do what they do. And both bands put on, like I say, their finales were just absolutely fabulous. You had the tubas playing and the band just jamming.
Jamming away. And Ray, I'm looking at this crowd, and it's a beautiful thing to see all these people come in, the alumni. You have so many Greek life out, some fraternities, sororities. You have just some special people who came from long ways to be a part of the festivities this weekend, and I think this has been one of the greatest weekends I've seen so far.
I didn't go out of the press box at halftime, and it was for a reason, because I was afraid that fighting through that crowd might be a little bit of a problem, because I don't know, there's an empty seat almost on the home side of the stadium. If there's any empty seats at all, you went out I think you found the same thing I saw.
Yeah, definitely. And before the game, I actually went, down. I don't know my streets here, but right outside of us, people, we have. It looks like it's a big block party.
Well, it's just a big street fair block party that goes on. I mean, if this is your first homecoming, last year was mine, and I tell you what, there's all kinds of stuff going on across the street from us.
And I tell you what, Ray. I need to really go on this diet soon, but I seen this chicken stand down the street, and I got some good lemon pepper wings.
Chicken's not bad for you.
You know what? Chicken is not bad for you unless you eat it every day, and I feel like I just about eat chicken every day. Right?
You talk about chicken now. I've got family in town from the Nashville area, and I had to come work and here do this broadcast, and they home eating barbecue and baked beans and all the good stuff, and I'm in here slaving away, starving to death, But when I get home, guess what I'm going to have?
What is that, right?
I'm going to have some barbecue.
Okay.
And I'm going to have some baked beans.
Okay.
I might even splurge my diet and have some chips.
You know what? So it sounds like that I'm invited.
Well, I guess I need to call my wife and make sure it's okay with her. There ain't no telling. That's one thing you'll learn. When you get married, you better call ahead and make sure it's okay.
I know that's right.
You and I need to get together one day for lunch if you don't have class somewhere and go somewhere.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I can take you to a place if you ever hadn't been out to the old country store.
I definitely have. All you can eat.
You know all about it then.
All you can eat. Coach Manuel actually took me out here when I first came.
I'm telling you what now, you can get all you want, just about of anything you want. And another little pooch kick. And another one for Langston as the half begins. It goes out of bounds. And Coach Burrows is trying to make a decision. Are they going to take the ball? They're going to make him re-kick. If it's me, I make him re-kick.
Yeah, make him re-kick. And it's going to be so key for Lane to get on track. I mean, I'm looking at these stats here, and it sounds a little bit crazy to me that they only have.
Well, it looks like Coach Burrows is going to take it at the 35, so you gain 2 yards right there. as the ball spotted down at the 35 on the ball that goes out of bounds. But if you re-kick, you might get another 5 yards. So Lane's going to take over 1st and 10, 35. Rubin's going to go back out. He's going to have Hill and Holiday going to be pistol formation. You got 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. The offense needs to get something going right here.
Hard 5.
There you go. That's a good 5, though. As Marcus Holiday follows that block of Justin Hill. Justin, a big old boy, you know, and he picks up right at 5 yards. So it's going to be 2nd down and 5. You look at the differential in the yardage in the first half, too. The first half was just dominated by Langston. Now Rubin looking to throw. He's looking. And now he's being pursued. And he's going to step out of bounds. And now you got a flag. And I don't know who the flag's going to be on, but there should have been a flag as he went out of bounds. He stepped out, and the man came and pushed him a little bit harder. Yeah. So let's see what we have here. And I hope that's not a penalty from somebody that's over on the bench that just reacted to taking exception to the hard defensive play. All right, so there's the 15-yard penalty. Now Langston commits a big penalty and allows Lane to get a 1st down by penalty, as really Rubin that time stepped out, no gain.
And you gotta like it it happened. That flag happened on Lane's sideline, so you will see the Lane team react a certain way to get that.
Sure,
flag.
You will. And the coaches were calling for the flag almost immediately. As Rubin looks at the sideline for his play, Holiday's the lone man in the backfield. Rubin looking, quick hitter to Grigsby. Grigsby is at the 40. He takes a hit, but he still maintains possession. And he's going to be inside the 40 at about the 38. Now, this is where the officials cannot let the chippiness of a player take over this football game.
Exactly. And the rest have done a really good job of maintaining.
So he gained 7. Game. Just a little quick hitter. Holiday. He's going to try to get to the outside. And he's going to pick up 2 yards. That's going to be a manageable 3rd down and 2 here.
You know, it was a great run right there by Holiday. It looks like that play was supposed to hit inside, but he took it outside.
Well, there wasn't nothing in the inside for him, so he definitely did. I think he did the right thing by getting to the outside, but he just couldn't turn the corner. So 3rd and 2, several choices what to do right here. Going to hand off to Holiday and nothing there. And that time, Rubin's got to be able to read that pressure and say, I got to pull that one out. Because there was nothing there. I think Lane is, since they're down 20-0, they may go for this right here.
I think you do go for it here. You know, you're on, like I said, you're on your side of the 50. You know, you're down 20-0. Let's go ahead and go for it.
I figured it out when I first looked at it. I'm like,
So Lane is going to go for it on 4th down. And Rubin leads his receiver a little bit too far, as the intended target was Quintavious Wilson. He threw it just out in front of him, so it's going to be a 4th down, turn the ball over on downs.
You know, I think that was the right play. Ball just a little bit low. Ball just a little bit low. You want to pick that ball up just a little bit, give your receiver a chance. Might have been a little bit too much heat. You never hear that too much. A little bit too much heat as well.
Yeah, that pass requires good touch. So Langston's going to take over, and back out comes Harper as the quarterback. As they're going to go 2 receivers each way. It's going to be an empty backfield. You do have a and the clock is going to stop for some reason with 12:15. So Lane takes 2 minutes off, 2 minutes and 45 seconds off the clock. But now Langston has the ball. Now you put the number 44. We've got it down as Taj Johnson. Handoff up the middle. Nothing doing. Nothing doing. Nice job by the interior defensive line for Lane right there.
Really nice job by that defensive interior. Way to push him back and not get anything.
And a helmet comes off, so he has to leave the game for one play. That's a great rule to make sure that helmet doesn't have an issue. And so he gains one, so it's going to be 2nd and 9. Trips to the near side. Excuse me, you got 2 each way. You got a tight end. And the flag comes in. I believe this is probably going to go against the offense for a snap infraction, the way the penalty came in. So the center may have moved the ball a little bit too much right there.
Yeah, it could get like that for a center sometimes.
Oh, they're going to call it on number 75. You know, the center can pick the ball up and move it a little bit, but he cannot pick it totally up off of the ground. And I thought maybe that's what happened where the flag came in. So your umpire did a great job right there as he's watching what's going on. So back him up 5, make it 2nd and 14. It's kind of a modified wing T look for Langston. Quarterback keeper. Great pursuit right there by the Lane defense. As you're going to get a hold on Langston also, which I wondered if they were going to throw that flag. So he's going to gain a half a yard. If it's me, I decline the penalty and take the play. So they are going to accept the penalty, back them up, make it second down and about 24.
This is huge for the Lane defense to get them to keep going backwards. And they're also applying pressure. This is a great drive.
That they are. The defense is playing fairly well. Now, remember, Langston has had a short field a couple of times. They scored twice on that. But 11:15, the clock runs, 20-0 Langston. Marshall goes in motion. He takes the handoff. He's going to the left. He has a hole. Nothing going really for him. He gets the ball out to the 30-yard line, so we're going to give him 6 yards on that catch, but it'll bring up 3rd down and make it a 3rd down and 19.
Good tackle. I believe that was Pitts that came up and made that tackle. Hit him low. Got to hit those running backs low.
3rd down, Lions.
And so, again, they're going to put Marshall in the slot on the far side. So you got 2 receivers each way. You've got a wing man on the near side. That's number 11. Harper calling this play. Brings Marshall in motion. Takes the snap. He's looking to throw. Marshall's his safety valve. And a nice hit right there by the Dragon defense to knock him out of bounds to bring up 4th down and about 8.
I tell you what, Harper, this guy, this quarterback, Milton Harper. I'm sorry, Ray.
That's
Milton,
okay. That's okay.
Milton,
I know who you're talking about.
Milton Harper, he's made some impressive passes today. I mean, that was threading the needle.
But he every time on several of those big plays that they've had, it's been where only his receiver is going to get to the ball. And that time, the Lane defense had a shot at knocking it down, but he put just enough touch to get it up over the receiver, over the defender. And so now you have a punt. Another one that's kind of straight up in the air. It takes a good Langston roll. That looked like it was going to be a really short punt, and the ball was going to be knocked down at the 20-yard line. So Lane's going to take over after another adventurous punt. So
it seems the ball could have been placed at the 40-yard line. Did it give a 20-yard roll? Now they're on a 20-yard line? Goodness. Now here's a key drive. Offense getting the ball.
Well, they showed they could move the ball on the first drive. Now they need to show that they can move the ball and put points on the board. And the fans are getting into it. There's the catch. Ahmad Isaac spins to the inside, steps out to the 35-yard line. Nice pitch and catch right there from Ruben to Ahmad Isaac, and he spun to pick up that extra 5 yards for the first down.
Quick pitch and catch, a great aggressive offensive call by the coordinator to open it up with some passes. And you do a little pitch and catch and get upfield, the offense start getting a little momentum.
Exactly, and good upfield blocking by the other receivers. And this time the handoff to Holiday. And he drops the ball, but he gets it back as he's thrown to the ground. And let's see, they're going to mark him down at about the 41-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 5. So extra effort by Holiday right there, picks up 5 yards.
I tell you what, Holiday is a strong guy. He just about ran that D lineman over. That's 300 pounds.
So Ruben calling out his play. He's got 2 receivers each way, 1 in the slot. There's that quick hitter again to Isaacs. Isaacs across the 45, and he's going to have the first down as they should mark him out at about the 46, 47-yard line. So move to change, fellas.
I like that little screen pass, little bubble pass. It has to be quick. The receiver has to get upfield, which he did. And it was another key thing on that is that outside receiver getting a good block on that.
And that's the key to the bubble screen is the outside receiver getting that block on his man to cover.
7-yard line.
There's no way that's not a first down. I was going to say, that had to be a first down. So it's 1st and 10 for the Dragons. Moving the ball effectively and quickly right here, working in the hurry-up offense. As the play call comes in from the booth up here, I hear them talking about trying to for Amari Hampton to seal the man on his block. And I think that should have been an incomplete pass. Ruben's arm was going forward, but they're going to call it a fumble. And so Ruben is going to lose 8 yards on that play.
I don't know if I see the receiver number is 11. Is that?
That's Ahmad Isaac.
That's Ahmad Isaac. It looks like Ruben had him wide open downfield, and I know the ball.
I just don't think he ever saw him because he spun to the back and looks away, and because he turned around and looked away.
Second down, Dragons.
So it's 2nd down and 6:17. Ruben fakes the handoff, and he throws a pick. And stepping right up, tried to lift the ball over number 48. Don't have a 48 either. I don't know what roster we have, if it's last year's or what, but he just stuck his paws up. Not enough elevation on the ball to get it over. He's trying to hit his safety valve, Holiday. So the offense, this time the offense turns the ball over.
Really good play by the defensive player, and that was another play of it's a retrace. They read that screen and they retrace. He was able to get the interception. We probably can expect to see Reynolds next series.
I would think you might, because Ruben has struggled a little bit today. As Harper calls for the ball. There's the snap. There's the handoff. And we had him in the backfield, but he's still on his feet. He breaks forward down inside the 20 to about the 19, so it's a first down for the Lions. And that's Tyree Hansen, and now we have a flag.
You can't have this.
And I'm not sure who's this going to go against.
You can't have this here, hopefully.
It was thrown by the referee.
They got a little chippy down there.
Number 75 on offense, holding. 10-yard penalty from the flag.
10-yard penalty from the flag. So will it be first down? Was the hold had to be during the play. And so they're going to reset the chains. And you know the bad part was there was no reason for him to hold it. That he was nowhere near where the play went. That again is one of those things that drives you crazy.
It drives you crazy, and I'm pretty sure the coaches will address that to his team in film. those are what you would call stupid penalties.
Yeah, they're trying to reset the change now, as the original line of scrimmage would have been the 31, and the ball's going to be marked at the 37. So it's basically a 6-yard penalty, and it'll be first down over again, 1st and 16. As you do see Reynolds down on the sideline warming up.
He's warming up. He's focused. I guarantee you he's determined to get in this game.
Well, it's got to be tough. You were the starting quarterback last year, and you bring in a new player who wins the job from you. You would think you would have a little bit more focus on what you're doing.
It's one of those good stories, you know.
And you know you've got a great quarterback coach in Chris Reaney, who is a former Lane great quarterback, one of the best I think maybe that's ever come through the program. So first down and 16. Harper's going to send 2 to the far side. He's got a wing man on the wing. He's got 1 running back. Takes a snap, handoff. And pretty good defense by the Dragons right there, as they handoff was to number 22. That's Tyree Hansen.
That's a good job by the defense there. You know what I would like to see this drive by the defense is trying to get that ball out. They need a turnover so badly. I know stops are good, but at this moment of the game, you need some turnovers.
Well, when you look at the turnover battle, Lane has fumbled the ball twice, lost it twice, and 1 interception. So 3 turnovers for Lane and none for the Lions of Langston. So Harper, man comes in motion, 2nd and 13. He looks, he's fake. He throws, incomplete. Great pressure there by the Dragon defense, though, as he was hit right as the ball was being thrown.
What you get there, Ray, you get a boom call by the linebacker there, McQueen. He came up and he seen the quarterback escaping, but he said, "Nah, not today."
So it's 3rd down and 13.
Substitution here.
Yeah, I got subs coming in for Langston, which gives Lane the opportunity to send subs in. You notice the umpire standing over the football. That's something new now. If the offense changes players, that they always give the defense time to do the same.
I know that coordinators don't like that too much.
No. And so empty backfield, picks that ball up right on the shoestrings, and he's going to lose 2 yards. And a flag. And I think we're going to get a 15-yard penalty on Lane, which will give Langston the first down. No sense in that right there.
You know, you don't want that from a veteran.
No.
Roby. He's a really good guy. He has to just learn how to keep his composure, keep his control. As the defensive line coach has him right now, is giving him some words on the sideline.
Let's see what the official says. And so that is unsportsmanlike conduct on number 44 on the defense. That'll be his first unsportsmanlike conduct. You get 2 of those in a game, and you have to sit out a game. Or sit out, I think it's 4 quarters you have to sit out. So you make a big play, and then you commit a silly penalty.
I believe that would have been 4th down there.
That would have made it 4th down and 15. Instead, you're going to have 1st down and 10 at the 19-yard line.
And these are the plays we've been talking about for weeks now.
We talked about this last week. So it's 6:23 left here in the 3rd quarter of play. But it was a great catch by the wide receiver to pick it up right off of his shoestrings. Hand off to number 22, still on his feet, inside the 15, down to about the 12-yard line is what I'll call it. So he picks up 7.
They love to run the ball with these big running backs. I mean, these guys are low to the ground. I'm telling you what, those running backs are hard to take down when they're low to the ground, little stubby, and they have some big legs on them.
And you look at the stat line for these guys, it doesn't matter. They all get several carries a game, so they utilize them well. And there's another handoff. No, a little pass, a little jump pass. And the ball is deflected off of one receiver into the hands of another receiver. It went off of Cedric Jackson. I don't have who number 3 is. So, again, a kind of a fluke play. The defense gives up 6 points, so it's now 26-0 with 5:33 left here in the third quarter of play. Langston. And so now you have number 36, the place kicker, Juan Carpillo. He is out, and the holder will be Jalen Lowe, the backup quarterback, who we saw extensively in the second quarter in a couple of drives.
I'm still stuck right now on that last play. It's just so unfortunate.
The kick's up. Kick is good. So it's 27-0 with 5:33 left, and the Lane offense will be coming back out on the field.
Wow, everything just seems to be working so well for Langston. Nothing could just go wrong for them right now.
Everything is going right. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Dragon football right after this.
Leading off of the line, number 35, Laveno. Back to receive for the Dragons, number 28, Darius Trujillo.
And you have number 36, Juan Caprillo, has the ball teed up. Back deep, you have Trayvon Taylor and Madarius Trujillo, and another kick is going to sail out of bounds. Every kick this young man has tried to put in play on a kickoff has gone out of bounds.
I'm laughing because I was looking at him right after he made the kick. He kind of made a gesture like, I messed up a little bit.
The ball will be put in place at the 35-yard line. First down.
Actually, the ball should be put in place at about the 36 or 37-yard line where it went out of bounds. If it's behind the 35, it goes to 35. If it's in front of the 35, it goes to the spot where it was at, so at the 38-yard line. And I tell you, I think, De-Jon, part of the problem with these kicks is the way the wind's blowing. It's blowing that ball around. And we've seen it affect punts already, and now we're seeing it affect kickoffs.
Yes, sir.
And Holiday starts out, cuts back in. He's going to pick up 5 yards. And we have a different quarterback out. This one is not on our depth chart. It's number 13, Marquez Pickett.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. I thought I would be seeing a number 1 on a jersey behind the quarterback.
I was with you. He was warming up. Well, maybe Coach Burrows is trying to give a little experience to this young man. And again, handoff, Holiday. He breaks through. He's got a first down across the 50 into Langston territory. Going to be brought down at the 49-yard line.
Good run there. Good hard run there by Holiday.
Well, Holiday's he's just been a workhorse for Lane. Sometimes he struggles, but the defense makes him work. But today, now he's starting to be a little bit more effective. Pickett hands off to Holiday. He cuts back inside, still on his feet. He's down to the 41-yard line where he picks up 8, so going to make it 2nd and 2.
I love the way the offensive line is blocking this drive as well. They're putting guys on the ground. The running back is determined to get a field.
Well, the offensive line is finally winning the line of scrimmage battle. 2nd down, 2. Holiday again. He's going to have enough for the first down. Inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line.
I understand it was only a 2-yard gain there, but again, I have to credit. I'm seeing the linemen right now. They're pushing guys back.
8-yard line. First down, Dragons.
And you see a lot of those defensive linemen, they're kind of gasping for air. I don't know if you see that or not. And so Pickett. And that time Justin Hill with the wrong side, so Pickett tucks it. And he steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line, so he's going to pick up 6 yards. So on a busted play, Pickett realizes what it is, and he turns the corner.
On a broken play, that was a pretty good job by the sophomore quarterback, making something out of nothing.
And that time, like I say, Justin Hill just went to the wrong side. You saw Pickett turn the hand, and no one was there, so he just had to do something. Second down and 4. This time he hands it to Hill. Hill pinballs himself, and he's going to spin down to the 30. It's going to be a manageable 3rd down and 2. When it looked like nothing was going to be there, he ended up picking up 2 yards.
It looked like one of the linemen is coming out, number 54. That is Howard Bush, the 6'4", 305 senior from Mobile, Alabama.
And he's being replaced by number 63, Timothayo Salam, who's from Conyers, Georgia, 6'2", 305 sophomore. Pickett looking to throw. Pressure comes. Nice touch. Nice catch. And that is Aaron Thomas. And he breaks free, and he scores a touchdown. That is great work by your offense. Really good work by Aaron Thomas, number 88, to answer the Langston fluke touchdown. And 2:56 left here in the 3rd quarter. Our score now 27-6.
How about Marquez Pickett?
That was some touch on that ball. And 7 plays, 62-yard drive for the Dragons.
Wow.
And that was a 28-yard touchdown strike from Marquez Pickett to Aaron Thomas. Juan Pena's kick is up. Juan Pena's kick is good. So with 2:56 left, it is 27-7. Langston in the lead, but the Dragons breathing a little bit of fire right here.
You know what? I'm looking at the crowd right now, and it just looks, when you score a touchdown, look how everything changes. The energy changes.
Yes.
It's not dead out here. Everybody has come alive. You keep making plays like this. You keep making plays on defense. You make plays on special teams. We still have a whole quarter of football to go. They can get it done.
And Lane did that drive in about 2.5 minutes. So the offense shows they can do it. And I would think Pickett will be right back out on the field on the next drive since he was successful in leading that.
I would think so. That was a really good job by the sophomore quarterback.
And so Juan Pena is going to tee it up at the 35-yard line. Going back deep for Langston is number 1. That is Glenn Irons, and number 4, Cedric Jackson. And the beauty of that is the Dragons overcame a big 15-yard penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct, and scored that drive. So they were able to refocus. Even though they gave up that touchdown after that penalty, they were able to refocus and put six on the board themselves at 7 with the extra point. Juan Pena's kick. It's going to be fielded at about the 5. That's Irons. Irons is out to the 15. And he is hammered at the 18-yard line. Great special teams play right there. Great coverage.
That was Charles Dudley, number 5. That's the defensive back. I tell you, that guy can tackle pretty good, and he flew down there and make the tackle. Good job, special teams.
And, you know, one thing about him is on every kickoff so far that I've seen him, Lane have to put in play, he's always around that football.
Oh, yeah. I got a chance to see him in camp this summer. I'm telling you, this guy is special.
And so this time Lowe comes back out as the quarterback. Looks like he's going to have Marshall flanking him in the backfield. And you're going to have trips to the near side. Looks like they're going with the tight end on the far side. Lane with 3 down linemen. Hand off to Marshall. Marshall breaks free. Crosses the 20 out to about the 22, 23-yard line. So he's going to pick up 5. We'll say 4, make it 2nd and 6.
A little bit too much. I know the defense didn't want to give that much up on first down, but let's see if they can hold them here.
As the entire Langston offensive unit looks to the sideline to see what play they're going to run. And so Lowe in the shotgun formation. He takes the snap. This time he hands off to number 22. That's Tyree Hansen. And he is going to be taken down. Got a flag out there too, it looks like. Probably going to be a hold out on Langston. He gets out enough to have the first down. as he crosses the 30 and is out to about the 32-yard line, but I think that's going to come back. They had called a 15-yard face mask penalty on the defense, so add 15 to that first down.
Yeah, they're calling out on Kenneth Williams, the DB. I believe Kenny is a senior.
And that 15-yard face mask means that he did not attempt to release for those who may be watching. You get a 5-yard if you just kind of touch and let go, but if you turn that head, that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. And, of course, we don't have instant replay, so we can't really see what happened.
That'll be cool.
We've had replay in the past, but the replay machine is down right now. So Lowe takes it, hands off to Hanson. Lowe keeps it. Well, he even faked me out on that one. I don't know about you, but I got faked out. As he's going to cross the 50 into lane territory down about the 49-yard line.
And as you said, you got faked out. He faked me out as well, and that's what you're supposed to do as the quarterback on these replays. You want to make the defense believe that you gave it off, or you want to make the defense believe that you took the ball. So it's a good job.
Yeah, all-around good job by both running back and the quarterback. So 2nd down and 6. Langston just content to run the football, keep the clock running, as we got under a minute left here in the 3rd quarter. This time looking to throw a little play action, and off the hands of his intended receiver, Cedric Jackson.
One thing about tip balls, they're never any good. The safety, I believe, number 7, that was Anthony Blackman. If the ball was almost tipped to him for an interception, that would have been great for
just came a little bit behind him. The defense needs something good to happen, like an interception or a fumble. So it brings up 3rd down and 6, and the sad part was the receiver was open for Langston. He kind of got the ball just a little bit behind him. Yeah. And we got a timeout. And Lane takes a timeout. We'll take one with him. We'll be right back with 52 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter of play. You're watching Dragon football.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention, please. Attention all organizations. The Beta Pi Alumni Association of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated has donated $5,006 to Lane College. We challenge all organizations to do the same each year. The Beta Pi Alumni Association gives 100% of proceeds back each year. Be blessed.
As we get ready to come back to play here, again, 52 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter of play. I guess Langston may have taken that timeout because they didn't take it off the board for Lane. So it's 3rd down and 6. Lowe looking. He's surveying the defense, maybe changing the play. He calls for the ball.
Here comes the pressure.
Pressure coming. He looks. He has a man over there. Great coverage right there. That was just really good coverage.
That was really good coverage. That's Tyreek Knox again, I believe. I've said his name a couple of times today.
Number 12, that's twice you've called his name today. And I don't remember calling his name much at all in the past. So great job right there by the Lane defense. 4th down, 7. Lowe, the quarterback, will drop back in punt formation. And again, here's where you need to be very careful if you're the Dragons.
Definitely. Back there in your own end zone.
You know, remember they did this on 4th down before. I know they're right at the 50, but Langston might try to do the fake again. And over his head. And the flag's going to come in. And the ball bounces off of the helmet at about the 30, 34-yard line. But Lowe is down, and you're going to get a probably roughing the punter instead of running into the punter, which if that's the case, it will be a 15-yard penalty and it will be a first down for Langston. Let's see what the call will be.
I've got running to the kicker. 5 yards from the previous spot.
And I hear the coaches next door saying the ball goes over his head, he becomes a runner, not a punter. And if that's the case, you can do that.
Coach Burrows.
And Coach, yeah, he's pleading his case, isn't he? But it's a 5-yard penalty, and Lowe gets up, makes his way off the field. So if it's a 5-yard penalty, it will still be fourth down.
You know, that play surprised me as well because Lowe got undercut, but it looks like the defender could have actually blocked the ball. It looked like he had enough room to block the ball.
Well, I was wondering if he was going for the tackle, not thinking he was going to punt it instead. And so that's why he went for the undercut. So it's now fourth down and, well, it's fourth down and 2. And now you have Harper coming back out as your quarterback. You've got Marshall in the backfield, trips to the far side. And it looks like they're going to go for it right here with 27 seconds left. Now Langston takes a timeout. Let's just keep it right here. On that play.
Langston University. That's their first time out of the half.
I think Coach Burrows had a really strong case to plead that he is the ball's over his head. He no longer is the punter. He becomes a runner. I think that's a great point. And he tried to plead his case with the referee, but the referee just turned him away.
Yeah, I think that's one play. You know, we don't criticize the referees too much, but I think that's one that might have slipped away from him. You know, as long as I've been playing football, he does become a runner. He does become a runner.
I might have to go home and it's hard to keep for me. For me, since I do high school and I do some college here, it's hard sometimes to keep up with the different little aspects of the rules. And so I'm going to have to probably go home and maybe do a little investigative work on that one.
What I look at it like this, is that when he passes the line of scrimmage, because if he tries to run and he's trying to run for a first down, am I not allowed to tackle him?
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
And so Langston's going to go for it, 4th and 1. Harper calls for the ball. Lane has it stacked. And we're going to back him up 5 now. Somebody on the Langston offensive line moved. And again, there's you another one of those little mental mistakes that you now put your team back into a situation where they have to punt. Be nice if they'd snap it over his head again.
Yeah. You know,
and not have a penalty.
That one was a gift from the football guys. They were able to get that penalty back.
What do you call that? Karma?
Little karma. I like to say football guys.
Well, I agree with that. Little football guys. So Isaac is going to go down around his 10. As Lowe's going to take the snap. He gets it this time. Punt up. Nice spiral kick. Isaac, returnable ball. He's going to field it at the 8-yard line. It's going to cross the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he's finally taken out of bounds at the 40, or the 30. They're going to take it out at the 30-yard line where he stepped out. That's a great return by Ahmad Isaac right there.
It was a great return. I thought he was tiptoeing on that sideline. Had he not been tiptoeing, it looked like he could have made that one cut, and I don't think anybody would have caught that man.
But you got to give him props. That's a special teams play that they make.
That is. So are we going to get the same quarterback look?
We are. Yes, we are. We're going to get Pickett back out there. So you'll have Holiday and Pickett.
Offense waiting on the call from the coordinator.
But now they're discussing something about the clock. I don't know exactly what they're discussing. They may be discussing how much time should be on the clock. And so it'll be 14 seconds. The clock won't start because it's a change of possession. So this will probably be the last play of the third quarter, and then we'll go into the fourth quarter. Lane trails 27-7. I think Coach Burrow's still talking about that running into the punter. Pickett looking. The block, nice. He's aired it out. And we have the referee, the official threw his hat off. I don't know why. Now you're going to get a flag.
Now
You may get pass interference on the defense. And so that's the field judge. It was down the sideline. I saw his hat. Saw him throw his hat, and then after the play, he threw the flag.
Yeah, they're discussing it. They're trying to get it together. It looks like they're pointing at.
And they're going to point at Lane, so they're going to call an offensive pass interference. At that time, you had a great pickup of a rush on a block. You had two men coming free, picked up by the same man. He hits his receiver, and instead it's backed up 10 yards. So the ball will be down at the 15-yard line. It's a 15-yard penalty, excuse me, so it'll be 1st and 25.
Another one of those calls that I'm not too sure of. I seen it. I didn't see too much from the receiver as far as interference, but refs made the call.
So you got Pickett. You got two receivers each way, single running back. That's Holiday. Pickett looking, and he hits Aaron Thomas. Excuse me, that's Amari Hampton. Amari Hampton takes it out to the 25-yard line, so a 10-yard pickup as time expires in the third quarter. So we're going to go to the fourth quarter with Lane trailing 27-7, and it'll be second down and about 15 when we come back. I'm Ray Pack. That's De-Jon Mitchell, and we'll be right back with more Dragon football. All right, so we're going to come back now. 15 minutes left in this football game. Lane has the ball, second down and 14. And the ball is positioned at the 26-yard line as we move into the fourth quarter. And the umpire steps away from the ball, so we are ready to go. Pickett has Holiday as his lone running back. Pickett's looking. Nice. Well, it got a completed pass, but no gain on the play, so it's going to be third down, or it'll be fourth down, or third down and 14, excuse me.
Third and long. What do you do here?
And that was Ahmad Isaac on the reception, and he comes up a little bit gimpy right there.
Let's see.
But he's going to stay out on the field, though. You notice that?
Oh yeah. He's hungry.
Because now you got to get a pass to the sticks. Pressure coming. Pickett extends the play, stepping away from the pressure, and he's just going to do the smart thing, step out of bounds. Instead of taking a sack, he's going to gain a yard, so Lane's going to have to punt it away. It's going to be fourth down and 13.
You know, Langston's defense did exactly what I thought they were going to do on that play. They sent some pressure from the linebackers.
Yeah.
And I see that's the second time that the linebacker was able to run free and get to the quarterback to misrupt his pass and what he wanted to do.
And so Langston should come out with pretty decent field position right here as the wind has kind of died down. Well, now it's swirling a little bit. So Juan Pena is going to be punting from inside his own 10. And we've seen struggles with the punt game from that end of the field. Nice low kick, doesn't get it up in the air. And it takes a nice lane roll. It's going to roll dead at the 35-yard line. Nice job by Juan Pena to keep the ball down out of the air and a nice low kick.
So many times you've said nice job by Juan Pena. He has done a really good job with his kicks this season, and I know the coach wants him to continue doing what he's doing.
You know, he's taken over that responsibility this year, and I think he has fulfilled the role very well.
All right. Well, this is if you want to make a stand, this is where the defense needs to stand. They will also need something what you said earlier, a turnover.
A turnover. And by the way, they're giving away another Rocking Dough pizza. We thank them for being the official pizza of Lane College Dragons.
I think they gave it away to me.
Well, if you don't have a ticket, you didn't get it. So Harper is the quarterback on this drive. He's got 2 running backs. Going to be a keeper. And he's going to be met right there at the line of scrimmage. He's going to fall forward for a yard, but great job by the lane again by the defensive by the nose guard on that one.
That was Isaiah McIntosh. D-lineman is a 6', 295 freshman from Atlanta, Georgia. He stuffed that play, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Second down and 8, or second down and 9. As you've got, again, 2 running backs. I think Langston's going to try to keep the ball on the ground as much as possible to keep the clock running, as it is in their favor. 13 minutes left here in the fourth quarter, and they lead 27-7. And you see him working that play clock, going to work it all the way down probably to about 2. Well, he snapped it with 10. He faked the run, and now he's under pressure. And he's down, the ball's on the ground, picked up by Lane. There you go. And that ball was picked up by number 43, DeMichael McQueen.
Good job by the Lane defense there. DeMichael McQueen coming up with the fumble recovery. The D-line calls in a sack on that play. That is what you needed. That's what they needed, Ray. You said the defense needs a turnover. They got it done.
Now continue to build a little bit of momentum on this drive. Pick it back out. The penalty a while ago killed the Lane drive. See if we can do something here, as usually penalties do. So Pickett has Holiday in the backfield, trips to the near side. He's got Hampton to the far side, hand off to Holiday. Holiday goes to the left, cuts back to the right. He's inside the 15, down at about the 14-yard line.
If you look at Holiday, man, he's trying to find it. He's running left. He's running right. You don't know where this guy is going to go.
I think he had played. It was intended to go to the left, but when nothing was there, he had the smarts to come back to the right.
Running back vision.
Which is what you would expect from a veteran running back. And so Pickett trips to the far side this time. He's looking. He's got a little pressure. Line's holding. Good coverage. And the ball's tipped away. Holiday had a shot, but it was tipped away at the last minute by the defender, almost intercepted.
Now I'm looking at Pickett. He has a lot of poise. I'll tell you, he has a lot of poise in his pocket. He looks like he knows what he's doing. He's really confident. Unfortunately, he didn't get the pass completed there, but this guy is standing in the pocket. He might get it in the end zone this drive.
So Hill's coming out. Grigsby's going to go to the far side. You're going to have Hampton and Isaac to the near side. Looks like they're going to stack, almost being a stack set. And the stack set's hard to defend. As Hill and Holiday in the backfield. Pickett looking. He's under pressure, steps away. He's going to tuck it, and he's going to be brought down at the 14. That time great coverage by the Langston defense in the secondary.
And as you heard just now, the crowd was saying, run it, run it. Why don't you run it? I mean, the guy has played his quarterback. He's trying to get the ball downfield, but I might agree with the crowd. Should have took off that time.
Yeah, should have took off a little sooner before the hole closed. So it's going to be 3rd down and 6. Well, we'll say 3rd and 5.
Leader formation.
and an illegal formation on offense. That's 5-yard penalty. So back them up. And that flag was way on the far sideline.
And I know this flag backs them up.
Backs them up to the 19-yard line, so it's 3rd and 10 now.
Sometimes these type of flags, when you back them up, it gives the players a little bit extra room now.
It does open the passing zones up a little bit more. So Pickett's going to be in a pistol formation. He's going to have Hill, Holiday. As Hill moves up, or excuse me, Holiday moves up, Pickett takes a snap. You have Hill, Holiday. He goes right over the middle to Mott Isaacs, who knew he was going to take a big hit, but I believe he's going to be inside the 10. It's going to be 1st and 10 Dragons. Nice play.
Way to have those guts and catch the ball across the middle by Isaac. Good pass, good touch on a pass right there by Pickett. Looks like they're in the center of urgency here. They want to get an end zone, right?
Well, you knew he was going to take a big hit, so they're already in formation. Pickett takes the ball, hand off to Holiday. Holiday off the left side. Churns inside the 5, down to about the 3. They're going to mark it at the 4, so that's a pickup of 4. So it's 2nd and goal for the Dragons.
I'm going to bet they're either going to hand the ball off or they're going to try that quarterback design
They're
draw.
going to do a draw play.
Fake the give and draw it in.
You don't think they'll do the jump pass?
You know what? I've seen a lot. They might do it.
Hands to Holiday. He's going to waltz into the end zone. Nice drive by the defense. Take advantage of a turnover. It is now 27-13 with 10:44 left here in the 4th quarter of play as we await the extra point, and you do have a Langston player down on the field.
This game is starting to look a lot like last week, Ray. We're starting to get used to this. It's a sense of momentum. It's a sense of lift. It's a sense of upbringing.
28-yard drive, 5 plays, culminated with a 4-yard touchdown run by Marcus Holiday. And, you know, you're down 2 scores, but it energizes your crowd right here a little bit.
Life is starting to come alive. You're starting to feel it.
As Rubin out to hold. Juan Pena attempting the extra point. Ball's down, kick is up. I believe that kick is good, so it's 27-14. We've got 10:44 left. We'll be right back with more Dragon football.
Offside on the defense. Here's the decline. Fans, don't forget to before looking for a way to give back to Lane College. Don't forget to get on the hill. We're starting today's Get on the Hill campaign by giving donations of any amount to help fund student scholarships. Look to the students in the Get on the Hill shirts who are available to receive your donations. Help to make homecoming not only about making memories, but about making a difference in students' lives.
And the Dragons are going to tee it up. Juan Pena is going to tee it up at the 35, kicking into the wind. As dropping back deep is Irons and Jackson. Excuse me, they're dropping number 40 back there this time. And that is Devin Durasal. I wonder, you look on the front line, they got the hands team up there.
That's a smart move. They know what time it is.
And I think Juan Pena will pooch. I think he pooches this ball. Oh, he's going to kick it deep. It's going to be taken by number 40 at the 6. He's out to the 15, to the 20, 25, 30, 35. And they're going to finally bring him down at about the 30. They're going to mark it at the 35-yard line. Looks like maybe the 35-yard line.
And it looks like Laundry is on the turf.
May have a block in the back. So that's going to back them up 10 yards. So they're going to be just outside the 10-yard line. So what a great return for the young man. His first return of the day, and it ends up being a 10-yard penalty.
And I guarantee you that defense is anxious to get another turnover right now. They did it the last time they were out on the field, so you know what's going to come around.
And you've got another flag way down here. So they called offsides on Lane, so that blocking it back doesn't count because it automatically becomes a 5-yard penalty. And so Lane will re-kick right here after the 5-yard offside penalty. They're going to kick off from where they would normally have kicked off, from the 35. And so now you hope that your containment can take place.
You could either hope for one of those things we've been saying.
It'd be nice if you get a little turnover right here. You're right.
Crowd is into the game.
Juan Pena's foot's in the ball. It's going to drop this time at the 20. It takes a bounce, and number 40 gets it. And hey, great coverage again by the coverage team. They pushed him back inside the 30 to about the 26. So a 9-yard differential, even though Lane had a punt again, or kickoff again. I'm sorry.
Kickoff team definitely did their job that time. I seen guys running down their lanes, keeping contained, like you said, Ray, and that's really important on special teams on kickoff, keeping contained and running your lane.
Well, normally when you see a big return, if somebody has stepped away from straight in. Yeah, I was watching some football the other night. I don't remember who was playing. I don't remember if it's college or pro or whatever. And you always see, even if it's a touchback, you see those defenders on the kickoff team make the full run to the end zone. Well, that's what they're trained to do, and that's to make sure they stay focused on staying in that lane. You make a great point.
That's right, Ray.
So Harper. I'm not sure. That's Hanson, running back, number 22, Tyree Hanson. And he's going to pick up 4. We'll make it 2nd and 6. Now you need another big stop by your defense right here. Your Lane is not out of this football game now. There's still 10 minutes left in the football game. There is time.
I wonder if Coach Burrows will bring pressure on his play. It doesn't.
Well, you would think at some point he might be forced to bring some pressure.
The one thing about Coach Burrow, he doesn't like to just sit back and let guys just throw the ball any type of or do whatever they want. He likes to get in the face of the quarterback.
Now we see Harper working that clock,
yeah.
And he's down to 12. So Harper calls for the ball. Handoff again to Hanson. And he's hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's still on his feet. Maybe he kept fighting. I thought he was down. But that's a nice job by Harper, and a flag comes in, and we're going to get a penalty on someone. I saw the indication it was kind of a shove.
And I'm looking at, before we get the call.
And they're going to wave it off.
Wave it, okay.
I think he saw the helmet come off, so to be safe, he threw the flag, and then they consulted. So that's great officiating right there.
It was a couple of D linemen on that play, and I definitely spotted McIntosh again, a freshman out of Atlanta, Georgia, making that stop. He's a big guy. Need more players like that.
Now McKenzie had to come off as his helmet was the one that was knocked off. So it's 3rd down and 5. Big play for you. This is a big play for you, biggest play for your defense of the day.
And I love how the crowd is yelling out defense, defense. Defense win championship, Ray.
You're right. I agree with you. I realize you got to score, but you got to keep the other ones from scoring more. As Harper, the clock's down to 7, play clock. He takes it, handoff to Hanson. Nothing doing. He's going to actually lose 2 yards. And so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. There's your defense playing for you.
I love to see on the defense. You had about 1, 2, 3, 4. You got about 8 guys on that play.
Yeah, they stacked. The lane stacks the box that time and takes care of the business at hand and forces a 4th down and 9. Well, make it 4th and 8 as he was knocked back to the 27 or 28-yard line.
You know, this is what defense is all about. I'm looking at these guys coming off the field. They don't have their heads down because they just made a big play. They're shaking hands. They're talking.
In the first half, it was just the opposite of that. They were kind of shaking their head a little bit and not knowing exactly what hit them. So now you have Lowe, the backup quarterback, back out to punt again.
And the punt number 9, Jalen Lowe. Back to receive number 11, Ahmad Isaac.
He takes the snap with 1. Good pressure, good punt. Isaac with a fair catch at the 32-yard line, where Lane will take over. We've got 7:42 left. Lane trails 27-14. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more Dragon football. All right, we'll bring it back into live football. I'm Ray Pack along with De-Jon Mitchell. And De-Jon, you take the color for the play-by-play from here for the Dragons.
All right. We have Pickett in the gun. Trips right. Pickett. Ooh, incomplete. Attended for number 15. That is Makai Grigsby.
And he just led him a little bit too much right there, and Grigsby had to try to go to the ground. And I think he had Hampton open a little bit further down the field. He just went to the first read he saw. That's the bad part about a young quarterback. He's going to look, instead of looking totally look the defense over, he's just going to look at one, maybe look down one receiver.
Well, here comes the offense again on the 33-yard line. And a quad set. Pickett. Holiday. And it looks like he has just enough for the first down.
Tell you what, you got to love the second effort by Marcus Holiday to stretch that football out to get that first down. And Lane in a hurry up.
First down, Dragons. Ball is on the 44-yard line. Quad set again. Hold on, we have a whistle. Timeout.
I think you got timeout over there.
Timeout by Langston.
So Langston has 1 timeout left. I think Lane has 2 timeouts left. Well, what do you need the offense to do right here? I'm going to take you back to being the color man and ask you what do you do as an offensive coordinator here?
You definitely want to stretch the field. You want to stretch the field here. I think they want to look at what they did that last drive when they got it down the field. I believe they hit it on a seam route. I think that's what you want to do here. Attack the seams. You can throw the short passes. If you don't have anything downfield, get the short. Take what the defense gives you. You have a lot of time in this ball game. You just got to get in the end zone.
And I'm assuming it looks to be like Langston may be playing a little bit of zone here instead of man coverage.
Well, yeah, and I think what Langston is trying to do, they don't want to give you anything deep. They'll rather give you the short pass, but that's what you take advantage of because sometimes those short passes turn into long gains.
All right, Coach, it's your turn. Let's take it to the house.
All righty. So we got the lineman running on the field trying to get set. That was the center. Ball is on the 44-yard line. They're on a quad set again. Pickett at the gun. Pickett. Holiday. And it looks like he gets a hard run. Let's see where they mark him.
And now goes to Holiday. Takes the ball across midfield to the
47. So it looks like he had a gain of about a hard 3-yard run.
He's going to be just about a yard short, so it's going to be 2nd and 1. Nice game by Holiday. Lower that boom and head.
Holiday again. Here he is. And it's going to be a first down. Holiday is up to something.
I tell you what, Holiday's trying to show out a little bit right here. Nice job.
Pickett trying to get the offense set. Quad set. Band is playing. Pickett. Holiday. Again.
Boy, don't you just love how he reverses his field and picks up 9 again?
And he's just like he may be just about a yard short of the first yard marking.
I keep hearing the coaches next door call a hurricane. Is that Is that the? I assume that's what they mean when they say hurry up offense.
Hurry up offense. Hurricane means hurry up offense. As Holiday comes off the field to get a breather, you have the big guy in at 32.
Yeah, but he deserves it.
That's Justin Hill back there. And we've seen a lot of times Justin Hill likes to get in for max protection. Let's see what he does here. As they're in a quad set again. Pickett on the drop back. Pickett has a man. And he doesn't get him. And it was intended for number 15 receiver. That's Mekhi Grigsby again.
Yeah, Micah Grigsby there. He had a shot to pull that ball in, and it just bounced off his fingertips. So now you got 3rd down and 3.
As Pickett awaits to get the call in from the coaches.
Again, like you say, Langston's going to give you that short pass,
yep,
but they're not going to give you the deep. And that was pretty well defended.
Got a trips right look out of the gun. Pickett takes the snap. Pickett steps up. And it looks like he could be sacked.
Yeah, it looks like the defensive line just blew away the offensive line. That there won the battle at the line of scrimmage. So now you're at 4th down, and they're going to mark it at the 30. So if it's at the 30, they've got to go 7 yards. It's going to be 4th down and 7.
4th and 7. And as everybody expecting this place right now, they're going to go for it. This could be a big 4th down. And I think they're going to take a timeout here to talk about it, discuss what kind of play they're going to do to get this 1st down.
I just wonder, you take a timeout so you can get Holiday back out on the field. He's been your workhorse here.
But, even with Holiday on the field right now, you have to go 7 yards. Should you run the ball?
Well, that's a good call. Do you go to that little – do you roll the pocket, hit your receiver, and all you need is the sticks. You don't need a spectacular play. Just get your receiver beyond the sticks as your quarterback rolls out. My thought is I would roll him to the near side, which is the short side of the field this time. Yes, it's a little more congested, but it also allows you to pick defenders off by using a defender as a defender. That's just my thought.
That's very good analysis there by Ray. That's what it sounds like from the coaches next to it. It's so good to have the coaches next to us because sometimes we get a really good insight of what they want to do. We can't say everything, but it sounds like
there's a lot of stuff we're not going to say. Some of the things I don't know that we're allowed to say. They have a few words sometimes that we're not allowed to use on broadcast.
Exactly. And here comes the offense out of the timeout.
So you're going to have Hill in the backfield.
Hill is in the backfield. The ball is on the right hash. You got trips left. Single receiver to the near side. Pickett drops back after getting the pass. Pickett throws the ball, has a receiver. Touchdown. Number 85.
That's Amari Hampton.
Amari Hampton. What a much-needed touchdown by the Lane offense to make this game a one-possession game.
What a pass, too. What touch by the young man Pickett. And so now Lane has done the same thing they did last week. 5:30 left. It's 27-20. This team is not going to quit. Eight plays, 67 yards.
8 plays, 67 yards.
Kick up, get good.
And Ray, we have a ball game.
Yeah, as it looked early, like Lane was just going to get blown away.
And we talked about this, Ray. We've talked about this. I said it when they were down 3 possessions. You have to get back in this game. This game is not over. This is a 4-quarter sport. A 4-quarter sport. It's not a 1 quarter. It's not a 2 quarter. You have to play 4 quarters, and that's what Lane is doing right now.
It seems like you and I talked about that from the outset. You got to play 4 quarters.
And
Lane has played 2 today.
He played 2. And you know what? If they play 2, they make those 2 the best 2.
That's right. And so Juan Peña is going to tee it up.
Look at the crowd dancing. They are rocking.
Yeah, the crowd has definitely gotten back into this game after, there for a few minutes or in the first half. It looked like they were kind of sitting back on their hands and not knowing what to do. But now that they're getting back into it, and there you see them down there in the crowd. The shot comes up to the crowd.
I'm seeing alumni down there doing the Humpty Hump. I don't know if you know about that one, Raider. Doing the Humpty.
I don't know about that one. It looks like more than the alumni are doing it. And it's just on one end of the stands, too.
Kickoff.
Irons. He did exactly what he needed to do. He caught it, and he immediately went to a knee. So now your defense has to play again. I'm going to leave it in your hands if you want to call Langston on the play-by-play or if you want to switch it over. It's up to you.
I'll give this Langston a shot.
I'm going to let you call it the rest of the way, all right?
I'm having a little fun, so.
Oh, I can tell.
Crowd is on their feet.
And Coach Burrows is signaling up he can't hear.
He can't hear. It's so loud in here, people. We have the football team up. We have the Langston offense and their wing shotgun. That's number 9, Lowe. He takes the snap to 44, Johnson. He's hit. He's after about a 4-yard rush.
That's a big boy, number 44. This is just a big old fella. Takes more than just banging on him to bring him down. You've got to wrap him and bring him.
And now that sets up a second down. Lowe is back at quarterback still. Look like we're going to have a wing shotgun look again to the far side of the field, to the short side. Ref's the second one.
And the play clock just started. I think it's a little delayed on that.
Coach Burrows is screaming out there.
And that's what he's upset about. The clock, the 40-second clock.
And
now they're going to get a delay of game. The play clock was off, and the back judge did a great job right there with his timer that he wears on his waist, calling the delay of game.
Definitely. And the referees are doing a really good job this game. I must say, 2 calls I still think back to. I was like, I'm not sure, but they've done a good job.
But the way I look at it, if that's the 2, if they only miss 2, and they probably missed some both ways, then you have to be.
The game clock and play clock started prior to the snap.
So that flag is waved off.
I don't know what he just said. The play clock and the game clock started prior to the snap. The clock should have been running because no one called timeout and it was a rushing play.
Exactly. Oh, they are trying to figure this thing out.
Yeah, and I think Coach Burrows is right. If the play clock wasn't supposed to start, why did the game clock keep running?
Oh, what a great game it's turned into. It's 27-21, 4 minutes, 34 seconds to go in the game.
And one of those officials down on the field has a watch that has the official time of the game on there, so they can very easily reset it.
And they are huddling up trying to figure it out. And like I said, you don't mind it sometimes. And
well, it's giving your defense a little bit of time to catch their breath.
It gives the defense some time to talk about some things, to catch their breath.
There should be just about 5:10 or so on the clock. 5:05. I know you was lobbying for more than a minute.
And Lane is definitely needed. That's something that they definitely want. Time is a factor here, and that's something that's huge right now.
But I was watching the play clock, and it never started when at the original. The 40-second time starts as you are going back and forth. Once the play is dead, you got 40 seconds. And when it's set, the 25-second clock. That never happened on that last possession or that last snap. And they're explaining it to the Langston coach what they did and why they did it. And so the play clock should blow in play.
And here we go. Back to some football, folks.
And the main clock runs. That's the right. They did right. They did right there. So he's going to run it down probably to about 2.
That's low waiting for the snap. Low. Johnson. He burrows in for about another 4-yard gain. Good stop by the Lane defense.
That was number? Well, that was 44. Yeah, Johnson. At first I thought it just said 4. Good job by that interior line. Burrows is going to take a timeout. So you got 2 timeouts left for Lane. Now each team has 1.
Yep. And it looks like the coaches were discussing. Uh-oh. And it looks like they're trying to discuss it. I don't know if Langston might have called the timeout before Lane did, which will be huge.
Well, let's see what the official says. They're going to go out and discuss it.
A lot of discussion these last 2 minutes of this. The last 2 minutes, there's been a lot of discussion.
But you like to see that out of your officials, that they're communicating with another instead of one trying to just decide what is going on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is such an important drive of the game. They don't want to mess anything up, and
it's critical.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
right. So if Langston took the timeout, they have none left. If Lane took it, it says they have none left, but they should have 1 left. So a big 3rd down conversion right here. 3rd down play.
So you have a quad to look out of the gun. Actually, it's another wing out there. It's an empty look. Low waits the snap. Low gets the snap. He's scrambling. And he throws the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, but look at the backfield. Who was there? You had your favorite player, number 9, Rancher, and you also had 43, McQueen, right there pounding on the quarterback.
That was a pound, all right. And now look at here.
So you have the stop, 4:19 left. According to the scoreboard, Lane has no timeouts left.
No timeouts, but they do have a lot of time to take the lead right now.
And it's 4th down and 2. Low back to punt.
And that's Ahmad Isaac on the return. Good return.
You know, Isaac fielded that instead of letting it get an extra 10 yards on down the field. So now you have Lane with 4:08, trailing by 6. The offense has been very effective under Marquez Pickett.
I am very, very impressed by Pickett and his poise that he's came into the game with.
Well, and you had your workhorse here like Marcus Holiday.
Holiday, about a 12-yard gain on the run.
Yeah, pretty close, maybe 14 yards. Now the key is you want to score, but you want to leave less than a minute on the clock, okay?
That is correct. Out of the gun, Holiday again. And he gets down probably about a 4 or 5 yard gain. Have a player down as well from Langston.
And now the clock is going to stop. One of the Lane players said, hey, you got a man down, so trying to save some clock here. And Holiday's coming up off a little gippy too, so.
And it looks like Holiday. I'm hoping it's just a cramp. Maybe get some fluids in him, some bananas. I'm not sure what the condition is, but looking at how he's walking, it could be a cramp. Hopefully.
But looks like Dr. Johnson's going to come over and take a look at him. We're not fancy with like some of those teams that have those tents they could go in now.
Yeah, I actually, that was something that looked like they put in this year, and I think that's very effective to not have the guys walk all the way into the locker room with an injury.
So you have Hill going back now in the backfield.
And, of course, they give us another quad look. Pickett back to pass. Pickett drops back. He looks for a receiver, and he has him. And I'm waiting on a number.
Oh, they're going to call it in. They're going to say he caught it out of bounds.
Oh. Wow.
And another Langston defender down.
And I know we're far away, but it looks like he had got it in, but of course the refs are on it.
Yeah, that's Quatavius Wilson. From over here, it looked like a catch, but the officials over there said no, he was out of bounds.
Once again, great poise by Pickett.
That's just, in basketball, we call it court awareness. In football, it's field awareness. Know where you are on the field. You want to be on the sideline so you can get out of bounds and stop the clock, but and if Grigsby catches that, what a prayer answered.
And I think he did the right thing there, and he got the ball out. It could have been a tough loss, but he did. He was able to manage to get the ball out of bounds.
Well, it's 4th down and 6. Are you going to kick? You're going to go for it.
You know what? You go for it here. I think you really go for it. You make the first down, if not a touchdown. And that's going to be a lot of momentum going into towards the end of this game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think you go for the gusto. I think you just go to the sticks, pick up 7-8 yards, and live to play another down. Pickett looking, and the ball's deflected. So it's going to give the ball to Langston at the change of possession at the 48-yard line.
Now, I'm pretty sure that the Langston offensive coordinator understands what's going on. No timeouts from Lane. They have the ball, and I'm guaranteed they're going to use all the clock that they can.
Well, yeah, they're going to try to put the ball on the ground, keep the ball moving, pick up. They really need to pick up 2 first downs, and that will seal the ball game. Another good comeback by Lane right here today, as they were down at one point 27-7.
Now, something magical could happen. I don't know. A turnover.
Maybe a turnover.
Yeah, turnovers have happened a lot this game, so let's see what happens here. As the motion back comes, that's Johnson. Lowe takes the snap. Lowe, they get him behind the line of scrimmage. Good defensive stop.
And so you have Lowe there. I did not like the play that he made keeping the ball. I thought you've already taken one big hit today. You don't need another one.
Well, I definitely think the offensive coordinator should have probably gave a handoff call. I'm not the offensive coordinator, but maybe just a handoff call to your running back. That would have been key in that play. So now you have that wing trips look. Johnson in the backfield.
Play clock at 3.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
And he uses that last timeout.
And you never know. That timeout could work in Lane's favor. Not getting lined up right is a big miss up.
Well, we have no one with any timeouts if I look at the scoreboard and it's correct.
So I'm trying to look at the clock. Even if Lane stops him, will they get the ball back with a couple of seconds? Am I correct?
If Lane gets the stop, they will get the ball back with about just over right at a minute left. You should take about 80 seconds off of the clock. So that if they get it back, they'll get it back with about 43 seconds or somewhere in that neighborhood.
Here comes the Langston's offense. Low back in the gun. Low gets the snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson rushes, and he picks up to the 14.
So it's going to bring up third down.
He had about an 8-yard gain on that play. And it's going to be a 3rd and 6 for the Lions.
See a little switching around on the defensive line for the Dragons. Trying to figure out the best way to bring some pressure right here. They've got to stack the box to stop the run.
Well, here comes Lowe out of the gun again. He hands it off to Johnson. Johnson cuts back. He's reaching for the first down. He has the first down plus more. And there is laundry on the turf.
He steps out of bounds, but I think you're going to get a holding call right here.
And that, if it is holding, that will stop the clock.
Number 27, holding on the offense. The line comes flag.
So negate the first down, and if it's from where it's at, it's going to be about 3rd and 15.
What a big penalty that was on the Langston as they had the first down plus more. You get a holding call to bring it back.
Yeah, that's because now the clock is stopped and won't start. Well, now they're going to start the clock so they can run it down to about 45 seconds, somewhere in that vicinity, 50 seconds. And then if the quarterback just runs around, this could be the ball game right here.
This could be the ball game. Well, Lowe gets the snap. He hands it out. That's number 1.
And you have laundry on the field this time.
That's Glenn Irons on the handoff.
I think you had an illegal shift on them. I think they had too many men moving at the same time.
They're going to decline this penalty, I bet, Ray.
It's going to be interesting to see what the call is.
Number 75, legal low block. It's the offense. This coach is declined of the 4th down.
Okay, so you had an illegal block below the knees. With 54 seconds left, the clock will start. So we're going to get the ball back with about 29 seconds, somewhere in that neighborhood.
29 seconds. Seeing a lot of football games that ended out in miracles.
Actually, the clock is not going to start.
No.
Only the play clock.
Only the play clock.
Because it was an offensive penalty.
What that was.
Are they going to go for this fake again? Nice punt by Lowe. Isaac lets it go into the end zone.
That was a good decision by Zach Grisby. Number 11 is Zach Grisby.
That's Ahmad Isaac.
That's Isaac. I'm sorry.
Ahmad Isaac.
Isaac did a really good job of letting that one go behind him and getting into the end zone. They'll get the ball they'll get the ball starting out there with 25 yard line.
Yeah, start at the 20-yard line.
20-yard line.
48 seconds. You got enough time for about 3 plays unless you work the sideline. Then you got time for more.
And what you need to do here, if you do not get out of bounds, you have to notice that, and you have to get back to the line of scrimmage, get set, so you can run another play.
And you got an empty set in the backfield.
And that's Pickett. And he was looking for his man, 81.
That's Quintavious Wilson, a 6'5" freshman. And that time he threw it just a little bit behind him.
Good play design, good route to get to the outside, to get out of bounds, just couldn't execute.
And it's right there where you want it to be. It's right on the sideline.
Well, here's Pickett. Here's the lane offense. They're in an empty look. Midfield. Midfield, excuse me. Middle of the field. There's Pickett. He's looking. He's looking. He's looking. And he is sacked.
And now you got your receivers got to get back. So that
the receivers have to get back. The clock is ticking. 27, 26, 25. And they have to hurry up and get set.
Yeah, 19 seconds.
Here's Pickett.
That's Grigsby, gets out of bounds.
Grigsby. Well,
one play.
We have about one play left. We have 10 seconds to go.
And the faithful start to file out, unfortunately. As you look on the far side, look at the Langston fans standing on their feet.
Langston is standing on their feet. Langston, defensive coordinator, is telling the guys to back up. He's sending everybody back. We don't want anything deep. We're not letting anything come past us. That's what they're saying.
Now the key for Langston here is to make a tackle. You give up the completion, but make a tackle.
Exactly. Well, here it is, folks. You got to pick it back to pass.
Yeah, we're looking for another pass.
He throws
Lateral
it back.
to Hampton. That's it.
And that will be the ball game. So Lane loses 27-21.
But it was a nice comeback by the Dragons in the fourth quarter to show they do have some prowess, that they're not going to quit. How about we take a quick break? We'll come back. We'll bring you the final stats, the final analysis, and we'll be back in probably about 30 seconds or a minute or so to bring you all of that information. You're watching Dragon Football.
Fans, don't forget at the end of the day, the only score that matters is you arriving home safely. Please remember to buckle up and drive safely. Dragons' next home game will be October 28th against Kentucky State University right here at Lane Field. Game time will be 2 p.m.
Come on a journey with us to a world connecting you to your college. With a world that is changing at a rapid pace and is technology driven, the Mass Communication Department provides valuable news and information to the public, providing commentary, entertaining through film, radio, television. You can count on the Mass Communications Dragons to keep you on your toes and in the know of the latest activities going on campus, on all social sites. WLCD, the voice of the Dragons.
Why are you doing all this speeding? What time you gotta be there, huh? You ain't James Bond. You ain't some GTA character. You are not on Fast and Furious, okay? This is real life, and you are a normal pedestrian. You got a speed sign, all right? Turn off that radio. Pay attention so you don't let me kill somebody like this for almost this week. This message is sponsored by Lane College, the power of potential. Remember, drive carefully.
Welcome back into Dragon Football. I am Ray Pack along with De-Jon Mitchell. And a loss for the Dragons, 27-21, after a valiant fourth quarter effort by the Dragons to get back in the game and ultimately just to fall a little bit short. De-Jon, what do we see that jumps out as far as the stat sheet for today's game?
Well, if you want to talk about impact players, Marcus Holliday actually had a really good game of 128 yards rushing, one touchdown on the ground as well. If you also look at the quarterback that came in and probably gave some eyebrows at first as to what we thought we were going to see Reynolds, but instead we seen Pickett, the sophomore, coming in, and Pickett came in and threw for, excuse me as I get it, he came in through about 90 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Well, that's a good job by him to come in off the bench cold like that, to be able to come in and be able to do what he did. And he had the 1 touchdown pass, too, down in the corner of the end zone. So, and I want you to look at the time of possession. If you remember the first half to the second half, Langston had the time of possession battle by about 12, 13 minutes. Look how much more even it is here in the second half. It pretty well balanced out to where both teams had the ball same amount of time.
That was definitely a adjustment that was made at halftime.
Yes.
And I think that was addressed by the offense, actually by the coaching staff, to say, hey, we need to maintain the ball a little bit better. We're getting off the field too quick, and we're putting our defense on the field a little bit longer. So let's maintain control of the ball. Let's play a better game. And I think they actually played a better game.
And the big key to the first half to the second half is the special teams play in the first quarter hurt the Dragons, and also that turnover down at the 18-yard line. Those are the things that really hurt the Dragons today, those three things.
Yeah, we've been saying this for a couple of weeks now. There's always just been something going a little left for Lane in the beginning of the game, and at the end of the game, it seems like they're trying to come back, and this game especially, losing by one possession. Oh man, I feel for this team.
You feel for the team because they put their heart in.
Yeah.
De-Jon, we're going to sign off, and again, our thanks to Dr. Logan Hampton, president of Lane College. Appreciation to Derek Burrows, athletic director and head football coach, Mr. Roger Ogden, the assistant athletic director, sports information director, Josh Lemons, for helping us out here. He's the assistant sports information director. And how can we forget Miss Peters, who puts all this together and gets the students organized to be able to allow us to do what we do. So, to my right is De-Jon Mitchell. I'm Ray Pack. We will be back October the 28th, 2 o'clock, as I believe Kentucky State comes to town for another SIAC game of great importance for the Dragons. So for today, we will say have a great day, and may God bless.
Stay blessed. Stay safe. Homecoming.